Hello, I've cut my finger again. I've got a different sticker on now. Star Wars one. Let's see who comes in. As long as you don't start tweeting, you'll be fine, actually. Let's just pull your finger over a little bit. Hi, Mark. Oh, I need a cushion. Hang on. Hi, John Kennedy. I'm just alright, just let me sort myself out a minute. Let me just hi JP. Oh, hang on. Right, so hi Rachel, hi Great Awakening, hi Red Eye Jedi. Paul from Newcastle, sorry, I'm just checking something. Oh no. Right, what's going on there? So, hang on. You're so unorganised as the other all. Right, so grab a cup of tea, because I don't know how long this is going to be, but hi Roxanne, I just want to do a chat about energy, because I think we need a boost. I think people, I know, yeah, I think people need to delve into the energy side of things, because we need a bit of a boost with everything that's going on in the world. You know, it can get people down a bit. Just having a discussion with someone before, but you know, if you don't know how it affects you, and I was having a conversation with my sister about this before, funnily enough, what I was talking about yesterday. My sister doesn't watch me, by the way, at all on YouTube, but so hi to Mark, Sai. Thank you. So did you. Of course, I saw you before. You look beautiful. Your hair was curly as well. Roxanne, the Globalist Denier, Dave, Maudie, Maggie. I always say it wrong, I think. Effie, JP, The Great Awakening, Paul from Newcastle, John Kennedy, and I'm just repeating names now. Red Eye Jedi, I don't know. And I'll do some shout outs after. And Miss Chime is just coming at the bottom. Yay! So, some of you may not like this chat, some of you may like this chat, some of you may just be interested about what I'm going to read out of my Witchy Woo book. It's all energy, folks, don't get scared. But we all know that Google, Wikipedia, the news, different places, and this isn't just today. I'm just going to free flow this now because I don't even know what's going to come out my mouth. I did write a few notes, but I don't really look at them. So, in history, we all know history is not what they say it is. A lot of it's twisted. And we all know that history's reporting, even back then, have also twisted the truth. Oh yeah, Double's gone to his gig. Hi Double if he wasn't. You know, they've always twisted things to scare people, to fearmonger, like that's just what's gone on till from day dot till present day now, as we all know. So to me, and this is just my understanding of energy and how I came into my path. And I'm not just talking about Q, this is talking about this sort of path. Alchemy, baby. Some people say witchcraft, whatever what word you want to use. Seems pretty scary sometimes, but it would if you're watching films that are pumping out there. Witches are normally evil. Witches and warlocks are normally this. It don't look at it, blah, 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 blah. And that's the same thing with this, which part of the Bible will say, don't look at the stars, don't look at these, for instance. Don't look at tarot cards, you know, don't look at anything that they perceive that they're telling you is evil. Now, it's about energy. It's about, I'm going to be reading out of my Witchy Woo book, and I'm going to explain all this, so don't let it put you off. I'm going to go through a little bit of a story, but I spoke to someone a while ago. This is just going to be a mishmash, but it should all make sense. But it's my story because I've been into this for quite a while, but I've had to relearn things and get back on the path because I did get a bit distracted with Q. Not that that's a distraction, as someone say that's what it's there for. No, not really. It's just realising everything I knew as a child and everything I resonated. My mum used to say I was a white witch. Yeah, white witch, exactly. Everything I used to think as a child, because I used to live in the country, years when I was young, makes more sense now, looking back at what I thought then to what's going on now, and what we're being told about reality and how it's all to do with energy, makes more sense to me now. And there's a beautiful story in this book. Now, if you're into the whole starseed thing, even though I think that's a label, but we all have labels to understand of the understanding of what's going on, but people get triggered by labels. But it's just a label, and that's why the label witch can have a bad name put to it, because people look at books, stories, or films are always like, if it's in a horror film, it's a bad witch, but then they forget that, you know, Glenda the witch was good. It's either a white witch or a black witch. That's nothing to do with skin colour. That's to do with the light. Even though that's a label, I guess. The dark and the light side of energy. Magic is energy. All it is energy. But people perceive it as magic because way back, if they didn't understand, everyone will go, "Ooh, what's that? It must be magic. You're a sorceress, or you're this and that and the other." It's like, no, you just don't understand about energy, and you're perceiving it as it's magic. It's alchemy. What we are doing is transforming our bodies, transforming ourselves, because the path is to be a better person. And it's not easy. The path of the light is not an easy path. It's not, or everyone would take it. You've got to go on that journey. So we're all learning as we go. Yeah. So if I don't say hi in chat, it's just because I'm in with the flow sort of thing. All depends on which dimension you're in. Yeah, and you can look at that of a different way, looking at it. It's if you're looking and focusing on tapping into that universal energy, which is I've entitled it, what did I entitle it? Cone of Power. That's why you will see, as I said this morning, this, as we all represented the pineal gland. That's the power within your mind's eye. But this, you see this a lot in ancient, ancient Egyptian, with this in the hand. If anybody knows about the Coral Castle, how the guy built the Coral Castle, two little boys, I'm not going to go into that now, you can research it yourself, would have said, oh, he moved this around and he moved that around, and how did he get them big, them big stones on there? How did he make this castle? Oh, he was holding cones. These two little boys saw him holding cones. Ice cream cones, I think they said, because they didn't understand it looked like cone shape. A cone shape is something that's wider at the bottom and slimmer at the top, like a pyramid. So when everyone think the Luma farted, the Luma donkey, oh my God, it's a pyramid, the pyramids need to go. No, the pyramids weren't evil. They're like an energy conductor sort of thing, or putting the focus out to the point of the energy that you're focusing on, which goes into this chat, which I'll explain it a little bit more. Oh my God, 33 in the house and 3 thumbs up, 333. Ah, 3. and 3 and 3 make 6, and 3 and 3 and 3 make 9. 369 Tesla energy in the house right here, right now is what I'm seeing. Not a coincidence. Now just someone's knocked it off. That's hilarious. And the book that I'm about to read, I'm starting on page, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I'm starting on page 17. Boom. Just saying. Got to laugh. Got to have a laugh, haven't you? It's not a coincidence, folks. I'm starting on page 17. And Tesla was in the house then. Just saying. So, I don't even know what I'm going on about now. Right, so I'm going to do a little bit into why I believe in what you would probably say it's a pagan belief. And I'm getting back more into it, is pagan is a natural thing. They try to make it out, oh no, pagan's like Satanism. No, there is Satanism that do all the nasty side of things, but that doesn't mean, yes, they may be pagan, but there's two sides of everything, isn't there? It's where you put your intentions. It's what your intentions are. So, I'm just going on. Now, I said if you Google witch, what a witch is, you'll get just a one-sided thing that they've put up, because obviously we know what they are and we know what they do. But, like I said, if you weren't in before, it says a witch, the definition of a witch. One is that credited with usually supernatural powers, especially a woman, practicing usually black magic, which is the darker side of things. Witchcraft, often with the aid of the devil or a familiar. Sorcerers. So that to me is rubbish, because it's usually, that's them saying that that's what it is when that's not what it is. I'll go into what it actually is in a minute, but I'm going to read from my book, because I'm going to start reading bits of this book so you can hear it from the book. And then I think there was something else. Oh no. Yeah. Pagan is a religion. This is what they say on there. A religion beliefs. To me, it's not a religion. Other than those of the main world religions. It's just something that's not of the main world religions. It's funny that, because there's a massive pagan community out there. So that to me that doesn't mean anything. More like going against the main man-made religion, if you get what I'm saying. And there's a beautiful story that I'm going to read out of this book. So it might be quite long, I don't know. Yeah, we've got Dolly's Dream Wizard in there. So, if you didn't know, we're all witches and wizards. We're all witches and wizards. You all have the power. So, I'm just going to say, it might be a bit of fun to some people, but I'm going to go through my story with it, because it is my story and my experience. So, basically, hi to everyone who's just come in. I'll give a shout out after to everybody who's in. Yeah, a white witch. And if people say, what's a white witch, a black witch, what they normally say is, if you're a dark witch of the occult is the same thing. It means what's hidden, and you'll find out from the story why it was hidden. A bit like the Masons, whatever, don't believe they started off bad. It's all to do with intentions. If you've got dark intentions and you want to harm people, then to put that label on it, you'll be a dark witch or wizard. Intentions, energy. If you want to help people and all that sort of stuff, and it comes from the heart, then you'll be, let's say, a white witch. And this just means people, to me, a witch is somebody who is wise and knowledgeable in nature's earth, air, fire and water and spirit elements, because all of that is energy. And that's what you work with, because it's the alchemy inside yourself as well. And you are working to be a better person in the world that we live in, with all the crap that's thrown at us, to transform ourselves. It's about the transformation in yourself. It's not about anybody else. It's about the transformation of yourself. We are all wise. Yes, you are all wise. And that's what witch means to me, is wise people with knowledge that are trying to better themselves. And they're using sort of ancient things, because a lot of it is holistic. It's to do with the earth. It's to do with herbalism. Nothing wrong in that. But they tried to get herbalism out, didn't they? And they tried to kill a lot of them people off. And then obviously we have the witch burnings and stuff like that. So Thank you. So I'm going to go through my story basically and then read a little bit out of this book, and I'm going to start talking more about energy because I am very much into Nikola Tesla. There's a lot of other things I need to bring up again this week that's going to put a lot of people, might trigger some people, it's going to put a lot of people in a good energy because it's a good energy. I'll show it after of what I'll be talking about. But I think you would benefit from reflexology with healing crystals. Yeah, I've got crystals. You can heal yourself from within. It's all in here. It's heart and mind coherence. Yes, free energy. Yeah, and we all have free energy because energy's everywhere. And we just need to know how to bring it into our system. That's what the orbs are as well. If you saw my video before of the orb coming, energy coming out of my hand, it was a little bit different. You saw it all wavering around, and then a big gold bit went out of that because you emanate energy as well. But to do this, you need to tap in and realize it there. It's what your focus on is what you'll see. You know, if you're not looking at it, researching it, and sort of that, you're not going to tap into it. And this is about the cone of power. So before I talk about the cone of power, I want to ask you all in chat before this chat starts is, thank you, Effie. I always talk about different things because we're always changing. Everything's always changing. I can't just talk about one thing. Hi, where we go, when we go. So I'll give everyone a shout out at the end. Yeah, the gold was at 0.2. Oh, what all? There was 2. So I asked you all, what do you all think the meaning of the word witch means? That label. I'll be honest, it's not going to offend me. Just to see what you all think or what you've been told and what you think it is. Because a lot of it's what we've been told. When I was a kid, I lived in a witch's circle. It was a circle of oak trees with a stone slab miles. Well, I've got a thing about oak trees, and I'll tell you that after, and it's really weird. It's a bit odd, but it's not odd. Wise women. Fairy magic said wise women, yeah. Or men, because you could be a warlock, but I see it as both, you know. But yes, we've got wise women, we've got magic, sorcery, yeah. But put on it, like, what you think it is, and then do you think it's evil or good? Like, good or evil? Just getting a, from what perspective you're coming from. You know, it depends what you were told and what maybe if you're in a religion, what you're told there, I don't know. But I've never been in a religion, so I've just been a free thinker who just saw something around me in nature. Both. Yeah, good. Maggie says both, and I know what you're saying there. A nature worshipper, for want of a better phrase. Yeah, nature worshipper, yeah. Like anything there is dark and light in it, yeah. Yin and yang. Your War of the Roses. So, there is no good witch. Oh, what a shame. Of course there is, don't be silly. So, like I said before, it's all energy. So, it is dark and light. It's your intention you put on it, Spiritual girl, yeah. It's person of a practicing craft, natural healing, therapies, medicine, spells, crystals, healing. Yeah, it's all natural. But people who fear it, don't research it and listen to what other people say and maybe other books, fear it. You know what I mean? Because what you're fearing, energy is energy. It's all to do with energy. All to do with energy. And all it is the intention that you put on that energy for the work that it's going to do. So it depends on the person you are at the end of the day. So to say there's no good witch is a bit rubbish, isn't it? That's like saying there's no bad people. Well, there is. So, okay. So, do you like my cup? I've had this for ages. People have seen it before. Authentic Witch's Brew. Hope forgot pushed, yeah, by a benevolent force, I hope. Anyway, so I thought I'd ask you all that, and that's my answer is energy work. It's energy. And energy is neither good or bad. It's the intention that you put on that energy. You harnessed it. The example of in the 3D world, if you're a rich person, famous or what, doesn't matter. If you have power, as I said today, what you're going to use that power for. You can use it to help people. You can use it to help communities, or you don't. That's the same as a power, as a, you know, the power that's all around us in energy. Are you going to focus your energy onto something? What is the intention you're going to put behind it? So you were all sort of right there. Yeah, open minds and open your hearts. Exactly. And like I said, I'm just coming with my story of how I got into this years ago anyway, from a child. So no one can say it's right or wrong because it's my story, and that's all I'm coming with. And I'm coming to read you out of my big witchy book and some other books that I've got, so I can share with you how my mind works and what I think, and then you might agree with it. And some of you might have never heard this before, so you might actually find it quite interesting. Even if you are religious or you're in a certain belief, you might think, oh, that's funny, because that's actually what I think. You might see some links there that most religions, I don't do man-made religion, but most religions, most beliefs are the same. They've just got different characters and maybe things are worded different, but basically they're all the same. So whatever your intention is, set your witchcraft is if it is evil spirit energy. That's what I mean, air, fire, water. It's what you believe it is. If you believe someone's working for the devil, then that's what you think. That's what you're manifesting. If you believe there's a devil, then there's a devil. If you believe that, I don't, so you know. So let's go into it. So I used to live in the army years ago, army kid, and we lived in quite a countrified place as a child, and it was ace. So my younger upbringing was brilliant because it was in down south, it was in fields. It wasn't like today, you have to be careful of strange danger and all that. We just used to go out, play out, you know that thing where you play out. Yes, but we're not here talking about Jesus Christ. We're trying to put another story across where you can just listen and not get triggered. It's not about, because the whole thing is it's the same thing really anyway, you know. So maybe you should listen to what I'm about to say with this story in this book, and you might actually hear bits that you like, because I've not even got it out of my mouth yet, you know. Just be like-minded. I believe in Christ consciousness. So you're not normally in here, you don't normally watch me, you might be just getting a bit triggered. So why don't you just sit and listen for a bit and see what we're all talking about, you know? Don't forget, if there's a God, there was a goddess. Father and mother and children. So just saying, this is my story. Okay, that's fine, but I'm just saying, if you are from a religion, I'm not doing this to get at someone if you're into Jesus and you're into religion. I'm just saying, I'm sharing something so you can see that this isn't as scary as some people say it is. It's all what people say. I'm just bringing it and seeing what you think. You might actually like bits out of it and think, do you know what? I've never heard that before. Another person's perception of something that they're trying to bring, you know? Just say, Amanda's allotment. No. Amanda. Right, so there's two people I've got to look for. I've got to look. Remind me later, Tapper. I'm gonna have to write this down. Remind me after. I've got to look for Amanda's allotment and Sue, because I haven't seen Sue in. I'm not saying she's watching, but I don't think it's definitely come up. So I'm gonna look for Amanda's name on my computer tomorrow and Sue's. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know if Amanda could come under something else, but no, I don't think I can. No, Amanda's not in. If you're there, Amanda, hiya. I know you can't communicate, but hello. I hope you're doing well. So I'm gonna go into my story. So, like I said, you know, nature's not evil. So we was always running around in fields and stuff like that, you know, playing out in natural sandpits. We had snakes about, grass snakes. We used to take them home in a lunchbox to my mum. We used to open the door, there'd be a goat stood on the back door that got out of the farm. It was all like that. We lived near a swamp. The playing field was near a swamp. My sister used to fall down the swamp holes all the time. Oh, right. Sue's just said hi on Facebook. So hi, Sue. I'm going to look again because we did see your name, but we thought it'd take a couple of days to come through. So I know where to look for it. So I'll check again. Sorry about that for the people who can't get in. Yes. So anyway, so I know you're there. Sue and Amanda, I know you're there. Hi. So I know Sue will be listening because Sue used to come in on my witchy chat. So I've been following you for a while, just never chatted. Oh, thank you for coming in and saying hi. Is it Adriel? I'm so rubbish at reading. Sorry to get your name wrong, but I'll call you Monty. There you go, Monty. Hi, Monty. I'm glad people are coming in that have been watching me for a while and coming in saying hi and seeing that it's not a scary place to come into my chat. I will say what I think when people say things, but that's just me. You know, people know what I talk about. I do get a bit protective. So I'm just saying this is just story time with Dolly of how I got into the whole like witchy woo vibe, I call it. I don't really like saying label, as Anya, who's come in now as well, whose witchy channel I found, is just because, okay, I'm back as Amanda. Oh, hi Amanda, that's Healing Mind Ramblings. Is that you? Okay, I'm back. It's Amanda. Yeah, I can see you now. Hi Amanda. So that's good. So I'll try and not get too distracted. But what was I saying then? I did get distracted. Yeah, labels are overrated. So I just hate, in a way, I hate using the word witch, but then again, it shouldn't be a thing frightened of. It's because they've done that, so you don't want to talk about it because people get triggered by it. Everyone gets triggered by everything. But then I thought, no, we'll bring it back. So I do tend to say witchy, but you know, what other word can you use for it? Wise people, the knowing, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we're just going to use the label witch, the old term witch, sage. I quite like sage. Sage, where is my sage? Anyway, so back to the country as a child. So I grew up around nature, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Climbing trees, playing in the river, making mud pies when my mum let me because she didn't like me getting dirty, but you know, we did live in the country. Believing in the fairies. One of my friends, when I was about 4, I was only 4, but it's the imagination of a child. That's what we're going back to as well. You should always believe. You believe when you're younger because you're receptive to all the energy around you, and then you forget. You fall asleep as you get older. One of my best mates was a tree. Oh yes, it was a tree, and it was an oak tree. I've got a thing about oak trees. I just find them very. All trees are very knowledgeable. They all have connections under the ground. They're all connecting and speaking in their little tree language. If you don't know about that, maybe you should go and research. They're all connecting. They do keep the earth together and they connect with us. And it was an oak tree. And I used to call it Mr. Oak Tree. And I used to collect the acorns and the top of the bit, thinking the fairies can have them for a hat. And I used to put them at the bottom of the acorn and I used to hug the tree and I used to dance around it. I was only 4. And it was my friend. And funnily enough, yeah, the mighty oak is always known as, what is the oak tree symbolise? What does it always symbolise? Does anybody know? And then I'll tell you the weird thing that I didn't even know that I only found out the other year ago or so. Don't know. Knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, knowledge and wisdom, the mighty oak. So, hang on. So, um, right. Right, I've just gone and Googled it, but we all know, mostly, it's wisdom and knowledge. The oak tree is one of the most loved trees in the world. Yes, it is. Something about it. And with good reason. It's a symbol of strength, moral resistance and knowledge. Oak is often associated with honour, nobility and wisdom as well, thanks to its size and longevity. Now, my second name's Irish. And when we looked into our Irish, I have said this before, some people would have seen it, our Irish shield, in the Celtic shield thing, whatever it was, guess what it was? It was an oak tree with yellow and 7 acorns on it. And everyone knows that number 7 follows me around. And I was like, no way, no way. And if I can remember what the shield's motto was, because some of them had them and some of them didn't. Let me see if I can get it up on here. I was like, no way. Ah, there you go. Let me see if I can find it. Don't know if I'm going to be able to find it off the top of my head, but, you know, all connecting things from the past, how weird's that? Sevens are you? Yep, they are. Right, let's see. Oh. Don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. Da-da. Oh, hang on. Oh, here it is. I found it. Woohoo! There it is. It's got an oak tree on it. There. And it says, oh, and it's got a lion, I think. It says, Sons of Red Eyebrows, because that was the Celtic name of my second name. Sons of Red Eyebrows. You know, it was a bit Vikingish or something. It said, let me try and find the bit of the thing of it. Or is it on here? It might not be on here, actually. Oh, God, where is it? Red, red, red. Where's the other bit? Oh, my God. It's got a saying on it, and now I've got to try and find it. What does that mean? Sorry, I'm just looking to see if I can find out what the... Don't think this one is going to tell me. No, I don't think it is. Anyway, basically, I'll find it another time, but it had a saying on it, and it was something about... Oh, I can't remember. I better tap, I can't remember. But anyway... Solus, hello, subbed yesterday after my... Oh, thank you for subbing. Thank you for anyone who's new. Oh, Anton LaVey's in. There's a witch if I ever knew one. Just saying. We're having a bit of a witchy chat, so, you know, that label, that freaks everybody out. The occult is so scary. It's like, what? The hidden things. There's a reason why things got hidden, and I'm going to go into it in a minute. So as I was saying, so I grew up around nature, always felt there was something there, be it the spirit world, whatever. I had weird things going on when I was younger, like I just used to feel this thing that I used to call the blob. I've talked about this before, and looking back now, I didn't know what it was as a kid, so I just used to say it was a blob in the bedroom, and I just, when I was younger, and I used to think, now I'm thinking, oh, it must have been some sort of energy, because I knew it didn't have arms and legs, so that's why I called it the blob. And I was too scared to come out my blankets, because obviously you're scared because you watch films and stuff. But looking back now, I'm like, And there was a recurring dream that I used to have where I was in a circle. Circle's very magical. With what I perceived to be ETs or something on the other side, because I don't know what they were. And I was stood on one side, and it's like we were having a conversation. Don't know what it was, couldn't hear it, could just see there was something going on. But that was a recurring dream. I'm just talking about a dream that I had when I was younger. No one get freaked out. And I was like, What do you think of the movie Carrie? Watch it tonight. Oh, I've seen it ages ago, and there's a new thing out called I Didn't Want This or something on Netflix, which is a bit like that. But I need to get this out. I can't talk at the minute because I need to get this story out and then read the book. So you could ask me after. So, yeah, there was weird things like that. And then I was just always felt connected to films like the earliest film I can remember watching as a kid and thinking, wow, I really love this, like sorcery or this witch or whatever. And it was a sorcerer in it. And I think looking back now, I think it was the film Krull with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Something like that. I remember seeing it where my dad used to work and thinking, oh, in the sergeant's mess in the back in the army, like with some other kids going, oh, what's this film? This is a bit like, I was always into the fantasy sort of witchy woo, you know, like I said, Lord of the Rings sort of thing like that. Always been drawn to that. Watched The Last Druid on YouTube. Oh, I watch a lot of Viking druidy things. I'm into all that. So, yeah, I've always been drawn to that sort of stuff. It's Stephen Skewer. Yeah, I have seen I have seen Carrie, the film, I have seen it. But I don't watch stuff like that. So, hi, I'll say hi to everyone at the end. But so I've always been drawn, resonated with that sort of stuff always. And my mum's always been like, oh, I can't watch this stuff. I can't watch like Lord of the Rings and all that. Oh, it's like, because it's not real. I'm thinking, it's more real than you think it is. You know, these myths and legends. Myths aren't myths, they're true, they're just stories sent down. But people think, oh, yeah, well, it was just a myth, wasn't it? Like in the Greek times or something. It's like, no. It's stories passed down because that's how we used to pass a story down. That's how we used to pass the information down. It may have got twisted a little bit because we all know history has, and we all know the ones who were writing history at the time have changed it for a reason because they don't want people to know what you are and the true power that you hold within yourself. Anyway, we are the ones we've been waiting for and all that. So yeah, I don't do horrors. That's a lot of fear mongering as well. So I'm just trying to get past this quick. I've always resonated with that. Now, going back a few years before I got into Q, I was still into my witchy woo stuff. I was chatting about it on YouTube. I was doing chats called Witchy Ways, and I was just going on about what I was thinking about stuff at the time. I've done energy experiments. I've done things where I've set intentions and things have come in. I've spoke about it a bit. So I'm going to be going over this, and we're going to be giving you some experiments as well as we go on with these energy talks. Because I'm not going to re-go over the sort of stuff I was doing. So basically, I've just always been drawn to it. And a few years back, with the partner I was with at the time, we went to see a woman. And she was into like meditation, Reiki, and they had a circle where you could go and you didn't pay money, you just took about 50p to put towards some biscuits and a cup of tea at someone's house for 6 weeks, every week on a Thursday night, something like that. And I was interested. I was like, yeah, well, okay. The person I was with at the time was interested in it because we were quite into the same things. And the funny thing is, at the time, I didn't have this tattoo at the time, but he did have a wizard tattoo on his arm, which thinking about it now, it's like, oh, yeah. And this one, if anyone's triggered by it, is just Gaia. It's my representation of maybe Sophia, Gaia, the feminine divine energy, Mother Nature. Don't get freaked out by the butterflies because everyone starts going on its MK Ultra. It's like, okay, paranoia. To me, butterflies are transformation. It's alchemy, baby, transformation. And we're all like butterflies. We're all transforming into these beautiful butterflies out of the dark, out of the chrysalis. We're all coming out of the chrysalis, out of the dark that we've been in for so long. You know, in the age of Pisces, of deceit and confusion, and we're coming out and we're like having a bit of a look. I have said this many times before, and we're like, oh my God, I can see the light, I can see the truth. Let's fly high and ascend in the truth of the consciousness of what's going on. And I'm just waffling now. So we went to see this woman and get a brew, people. It's going to be a long one. Thanks. Yeah, the coats of arms. I don't know if it's got that saying on what it meant. So basically, we went and you had to sit in a circle. You can't break the circle once you're in it. And she'd just say things like, she'd take you down to like where you start, why else would you think they hijack the butterfly? Of course they hijack everything. That's what I've said. They hijack everything. And that's why people get so triggered about symbols like this symbol. Maybe if it's upside that down when they revert it, but they get so triggered by stuff, and it's like symbols were our symbols and we're taking them back to what they originally were for. Even the pyramid. Thank you. So I'm getting a bit distracted. I'll try not to look in chat as much, but anyway, like I said, I'll give you all a shout out at the end. So sat in a circle, and she'd just say, close your eyes, and then you'd be like, she wouldn't tell you what you saw. She'd just be like, you walking down focus. I'm focusing on the point of focus. You're walking down a beach and it's a hot sunny day, so you've got to feel this energy, you've got to feel it's hot, you've got to visualize. It's all about visualization, people. Walking on a sunny beach, feeling the rays. And then she'd just say, you look to your right and you see somebody. She's not telling you who you see somebody, and you start visualizing. And I saw near an oak tree, oh yes, a woman step out, and I was a bit like, I can't see her. And then as she came into my vision, as I got closer in my visualization, it was a woman, I'll always remember, in a white dress. It looked Victorian. She had white, long, curly hair. Sometimes I think, was it me in a future or past future, whatever. Long, curly, white hair. I think she had pestle mortar in her hand, I don't know, but she just looked witchy, but all dressed in white, but, you know, a nice one. And I just thought, I wonder what that was. But I did see someone with a pestle and mortar, which made me think of the whole herbs, healing, witchy woo thing. I always say witchy woo. So I was like, yeah, it was JP. It was JP, me visualizer. This was years ago. So yeah, there was things like that that happened, and certain things that happened that I probably can't remember now what happened in those visualizations, but I'm just going through my story. So anyway, there's all that sort of stuff. You know, my mum's always said, "Oh, why have you got this in your house? Why have you got crystals? Why have you got this and why have you got that?" I'm like, because I like them and they hold energy. But my mum isn't into it, and you know that's just my mum. So she's all like, why have you got Buddhas around the house? You know, why not? It's nice to look at other cultures as well because they all have a little bit of everything in the same culture. So if you actually, this is why I'm saying, listen to other people's sides of different maybe beliefs and that you might not have heard something before. And then you might hear someone talking about it and go, do you know what? I got told off my side that this is meant to be evil, this is meant to be this, that, and then, do you know what? I've actually sat there and thought, doesn't sound evil. Maybe I'll look into it a bit more. Not that you might want to go doing it. It's just going to give yourself another look on it as to what other people say it is. You know, you've got to decide for yourself, not listen to other people. Yeah, I love Buddhas. I love me, but I've got tons. I've got about 6. Might have 7. Probably got 7 with that number. So anyway, so there's just loads of things, and I've always been into the tarot or the oracles. And my first one I got, which is down here, which is old and battered. I'll just get it. I've had it for years. And you can tell it's old and battered because look at the tin. It's all dinted in the side. I don't use this one because I just don't resonate with it anymore. I do like my oracles. Is this deck? It's because I don't like the pictures. I find them boring. I just don't like... I did like them, and they are the sort of original traditional deck of, you know, the major arcana and so on and so forth and all that lot, but I'm not going into that. But it's just, I just find the colours dead bland, so they don't really speak to me that much. Obviously, if you're doing tarot, you can see the pictures and how they speak to you, but I like pretty pictures, me, and a lot of colour. So, oh, and I've just picked out the Ace of Cups, love. Woohoo! It's what we're all going back to with the water. So I just don't tend to use this. And some people will say if you're witchy inclined, you're not supposed to buy your own deck. Someone's supposed to buy it for you. I don't ride with that because at the end of the day, if I had to wait all the time for my deck, for someone to buy it, I don't know if you get one. And I might not like it. And Rachel brought me one, thank you very much. And that was a great one because I need to start using that actually. As a gift, which I'll just find. I think is it behind me? Hang on a minute, I need to switch the heat off, it's boiling. Is the Viking Oracle. So maybe I'll pick one out of there after if I remind myself. Look at that. The Viking Oracle. So she knows I like Vikings. So what was I waffling on about? Yeah, so I have a lot of you know, oracle decks and stuff like that. I was drawn to these. I don't know where my pendulum is. I think I've lost it. I've got a pendulum. I haven't got runes. I've just never really resonated with them. Maybe I will at one point, but sometimes you resonate with everything. Sometimes you might resonate with just that. Some people have Ouija boards. Now, people see Ouija boards as bad. They're not bad. It's just, you just got to be careful what energy you're picking up, and that's a lot to do with your energy as well. So this is what I said about learning about energies and stuff like that. But it's what you resonate with, basically. Some people used to do tea readings. Some people do scrying. They have a crystal ball. They'd use a mirror, blah, 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 blah. That's saying, you like this car and I like that car because this car's got a better engine in it. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's no different. And all it is a tool to help you to connect to source, your higher self, and the energy's about. That's all it is. You don't actually need any of it, but a lot of us like visualization. A lot of creative people like visualization. I love visualization. I'm a visual learner. I can just look at something and know how to make it. So I like visual things. Like I said, I'm making a wand because I collected this ages ago, and people are like, oh, wand, what's magic? No, it's a point of focus to point your energy to, which is going to go into a minute when I read this other bit out. But yeah, I did want to make one for a bit of a visual effect and put my own little marks on it. And I did like this because I thought I could put a crystal there. And it looks nice on the side. And it's a nice piece of wood. And I'm whittling it with my own whittling tools, which I keep cutting my finger with. So, you know, everybody knows I like making things. So there's another thing for me to make. Hello? I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. At the minute. At the minute. Yeah. Bye. So, I'm just getting distracted all over the place. Anyway, so I've got that. Blah, 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 blah. So, what you all saying anyway? Whittling. Oh, can you get whittling gloves? Oh, God, they're so sharp. I keep cutting my finger. They are really, really sharp. Evening, oh. Evening, Tracy. Yeah, let me show you. Oh, my God, falling all over the place. I want to keep hitting my foot on the table. Yeah, I've had to put blue. Yeah, it's not that. It's not. I didn't cut myself doing it. I just sort of thought this knife had a plastic bit on it, and I don't even know what I did. I just caught my finger on it. It was like a paper clip, you know, when you don't notice, and then you're like, oh my God, that was really sharp. But they are really, really sharp, and they normally have this little plastic thing, and I don't know where they are, so I've had to put blue tack on the end of it. So that's what I've done. So. And now I've just lost the blue tack off that end now. So I'm going to put them away before I end up putting my finger again. So, yeah. I used to do it with the blunt knife and that's not really good. Cut away your yeah, so I'm making my own witchcraft. Witchcraft is because there's a craft involved. You know, you do actually make things as well, like your own herbal teas, your own herbal remedies. You could be a garden witch, as some people say, a kitchen witch. That's when you're putting your intentions in your food. It's just intentions. So the draw of the witchy woo stuff, as I call it, is you do make things as well. You know, you can make your own jewellery with crystals for protection, this, that and the other. Things to go over your door, which I've shown before. You can make your own candles, you know, with your intentions on. There's all that great stuff out of it. Yeah, you can make your own spell jars. There's so much you can do, and I'm going to be sharing with you in the future in case anyone's interested. So there's lots in there, and everybody knows you can turn men into frogs and everything. It's ace. You can ride on your broomstick. Now, before I start reading the book, but this is how I got into it all, and I've always loved it, and it's always resonated with me. So I'm not going to talk about too much about that because I need to read out this book. But I just would like to ask you, do you know what the real use of a broomstick was? Because in the movies, they fly around on it, but we all know that's what it wasn't really used for. So does anybody know out there? I'll give you all a shout out at the end. What a broomstick was actually used for. See what you all come up with. Sweeping. Sweeping what? Well, yeah. Sweeping away bad stuff. Sweeping away bad energy. Clearing the energy out. Does anyone know the other meaning of it as well? There is another meaning of it as well. I'll see if anyone comes up with it. No cheating. Anybody else know? Sweep away bad energy, astral travel, something else. Something else. Oh yeah, she's a mind reader, that JP. Hand fasting, no. Twatting away with wizards. Yeah, twatting the wizards away. There's that one. Flying on. No, 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 no. No. Well, maybe in the astral. There was supposed to be a whole fertility thing behind it because you've got the broom bit is the man. Do you get what I'm saying? The broom. And the bit at the top, the is the woman. Just saying. That's all in there with. If is it down south in Devon? There's a little witches museum, if I'm correct, in Devon. Might be the wrong place, but I know it's down south somewhere. Yeah. So there's it's not that scary, is it? Fertility thing, and also, also, apparently, if back in the day when you didn't lock your door, they put a broom up. Pagan, yeah, they put a broom up. I can't remember which way round it was, so I'm not quoting it, but which way it meant was whatever way it was the witch is in or the witch is out. So the wise woman or man is in or the wise woman is in or out. So meaning if you were to go and get herbal medicine, she's in or she's out. Look at the broom, whichever way it's up or across the door or whatever it was. I can't remember. I used to have one in my house above where you walk in here because it's also to ward off bad energy, but mine's in the garden now. It's probably rotted. I probably will get a new one in the end because I quite liked it in the house. You can hang things off it. Question: as a witch, do you believe good and bad witches? I've just said at the beginning, I believe it's your intentions. Witches use energies from earth, air, fire and water and spirit, and it's what your intentions are. So what are your intentions at the end of the day? That's all I'm going to say. Now I'm going to read out the book. This is just reading out the book. This is what I love. This is what I, see what you think. It all depends on what you're actually into, if you've been following anyone on a certain book, what you're actually into. Because there's many people out there who say they're in what they called covens and all that. Don't do that sort of stuff because I'm not interested in what other people think something is. I just do what I think. So if anyone's interested in this chat and they like the beginning of what I'm about to read out of this, yes, it's neutral energy. That's what I've been saying. Energy's energy. It's just energy. It's not good or bad. It's your intention put on that energy. So when that energy goes to work to manifest, it's your intention that you're putting on that energy. So when someone said to me, the orbs, the energy coming out is good or bad, no, it's you. What energy you're admitting of that intention, what's on your energy. So if the brush was up, witch was out, down, the witch was in. There you go. Thank you. So yeah, so if anyone's interested in this really freaky, scary book, that is the Book of the Devil. I'm only joking. It's called, because it is a really good book. The Book of Shadows. And I only go with what I resonate with. So I've had a lot of books. Some I resonate with, some I don't. I've got another book here. I might resonate with the end of it. I might not. I only take what I need, what suits me. You out there, if you're on the same path, may resonate with something else. That is up to you, what you do. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's what resonates with you. I'm just sharing my stuff on it. So this book is a great book. I've had it for years. It's massive. It's more of a cyclopedia, a sort of help book, but it's solitary. And it's entitled The Ultimate Book of Shadows for the New Generation Solitary Witch by Silver Raven Wolf. She's done a lot of books, by the way. So it looks like this. I can't be doing anything where someone's telling me what to do and what intention to put on something, and you should say these words and you must do this. I'm like, nah, that doesn't resonate with me. I'm using that candle and I'm putting that intention out, and these are the words that I'm going to use. Some people need it because they need to be in a group because they're not understanding it all. And I'm not saying all the groups are bad, they're not, but there's some out there that are deceiving people with a lot of the things in the communities that are going on now with truth in communities that are deceiving people. It all goes on in every arena. Do you know what I mean? Every arena. Just saying. So the first bit I'm going to read is about I'm going to read a bit of what this book's about. Then I'm going to read the Cone of Power, and then I'm going to read from this book of what was it? And I just want you to listen to see what you think. Where is it? Charge of the Goddess. Yeah, the cone of power. Think why a witch wears a cone-shaped hat. That's all I'm saying. Why does it point up like a pyramid? So, Here we go. So I'm not going to get distracted by chat now. So if you think I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I'm reading. I will come in after I've done all this because it just gets me distracted. So I'm going to go into this now. And hopefully I can read it. So this book represents a collection of magic spells, rituals, and definitions related specifically to modern witchcraft. Now, people normally get triggered. Hi, Eileen. We love Eileen from Unbiased on the Fence. I saw the one the other day, and you reminded me that I was making one, but I've cut my finger doing it, so I will be showing it when I've done it. But you might find this interesting. Talking about witches, you know, the label that's stigmatized to it. So I'm just reading out of the book, and it's interesting. And I'm reading a bit out of it called the. I had a one ages ago, and I don't know what I did with it. But there is a bit in it called. I'm reading the Cone of Power. You might find that interesting. And also after the Cone of Power, I will be reading the book. Oh, I don't know what page it's on. So let me try and find it. Let me see. Is it after this? The Creation Story. Now, if you're into starseeds and all that, this might link up with the same thing because it's all the same thing at the end of the day. This is really good. So I'm going to get reading. I'm not going to get distracted now. I just saw Eileen pop into chat. So, start again. And rituals, I said, are not freaky. Something you do every day. You brush your teeth every day. You know, you have a brew in the morning. You like a coffee, maybe. You like a coffee and a piece of toast. That's something you do every day. A ritual of putting incense on, maybe pulling a card out and putting it on the side. And you do that in the morning before anyone else gets up in the house. You're reading a tarot. You're putting a candle on. You're burning some incense. You're putting a good intention out. That's all it is. But you're told it's something else. You're thinking of rituals by Satanists who sacrifice people and all that stuff that we know that go on. No, we're not talking about that. So just saying before anyone thinks, oh my God. So spells, and spells are like a prayer, by the way, don't get triggered. Spells, rituals, definitions related specially to modern witchcraft. Yet it is grounded in the magic work of people who lived in an ancient world. In this book, you will read about the practice, the magic, which is alchemy and energy, okay, of many ages, collected and combined in a user-friendly way that can bring about the same results today as it did many thousands and hundreds of years ago. Even though the early Egyptians, everybody you see, Egyptians, Greeks or Celts didn't have lockers, cafeterias, school bells, cheerleaders, guys on skateboards, the internet, the stock market, or the prom, they still had debt, malicious gossip, you know, bullies, parties, homework, a social pecking order, street gangs, sickness, poverty, troubles at home, the need to find, guess what? Love. And keep it. And the driving question, here it is that everyone asks when they get on the truthing. Are you ready? Why am I here in the first place? Yeah. Why are we all here? This tells us that the old adage is true. The more things change, there's a big change going on right now, the more they stay the same. The more they stay the same. Believe it or not, magic has always been around to help solve our problems and give us mental tools. They're just tools, a bit like Q. Q's a tool to help you see what's been going on, to help you see through the bullshit. Just have to throw that in there. That can allow us to shape our lives into what we want them to be, to help shape our lives and shape you, to transform you to a better person. I've just added that in there. All we have to do is provide the faith. Yes, that's a label, but I'm just saying, you've got to believe. What you'll find in the Book of Shadows. You ready? So let me get a drink. So let me get a drink of water. I mean, it's sounding proper scary at the minute. I mean, it's sounding so evil, Knievel. I can't believe it. I'm going to have to run off and put the book down and not look at it ever again because the evilness that's coming out of it is scaring me. It's really scaring me, people. Yeah, it's a great book, honestly. I've had it for years. So, and it started on page 17. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, it's so scary. I don't know if I can carry on any longer. Should I carry on? Or is it scaring you all after death? Do you know what I mean? Is it scaring you? Or should I carry on? Do you want me to carry on? Yes, I am in a silly mood. Do you want me to carry on? Yeah, I'm going to carry on. So, you know, it's all the same story. Nothing new under the sun. So let's move on. I'm carrying on. Like a medieval magical book, this one is a collection of neat and nifty spells, charms for the rituals and all the manner of enchantments. Unlike a textbook, it doesn't build towards closure. That's your job. Take the bits and pieces of information and put them together the way you feel comfortable for you. That's why I like this book, because it was always, if you know bits of it, you can skim past it. You can take the bits in that resonate, you leave the rest of it. That's how it should be. It's not telling you this is what you must do. If it's something like that, it doesn't interest me. I'm like, nah, you sound like control system. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is why I like this book as well. If you've ever seen the Grimoire of Lady Sheba or other unpublished works of the witch, famous magical lodges, yes, lodges, don't get triggered, of European cunning folk, the cunning folk, that's a word as well, you'll discover this same disjointed effect. In many books of shadows, especially in some of the German ones I've looked at, the student was given a main spell, format and main ritual structure to avoid repetition in every spell or ritual in the book. At one time, getting paper wasn't like popping over to the nearest store and picking up a few reams. You will find some of that format here, where several of the rituals can be used for a variety of spells and conjurations. And remember, I can't see chat because I'm reading. Solitary Witch honours Solitary Witch honours what has gone before and what is new. It is a vehicle of personal interpretation, magic with a K, and faith. It's a magical interpretation. The Bible's all interpretation of what someone's saying it is. Do you know what I'm just saying? So it's what you interpret. Cookbook. This is what the book is. Cookbook. It shows you how to make moon biscuits and lovely things. Encyclopedia, a dictionary, and more. It is an alphabetical sized, I can't say, under 5 distinct categories. Part 1, shadows. We've all got shadows. Of religion and mystery. Discusses the religion of witchcraft, its ceremonies, can't say it, and common practices associated with the religion, because there is a bit of religion in sort of involved in it, but I would say it's man-made. Religion. Part 2, shadows of objects and tools, talks about the tools and objects commonly found in the modern witchcraft, like the wand, your candles, so on and so forth. Objects commonly found in witchcraft and where their use most likely came from. Part 3, shadows of enterprise and I think it says proficiency or something, is where we look at things like auric programming, your auras. Auric programming. Hang on, I've lost it now. Where is it? Auric programming, dreaming, the tarot, and other occult related subjects. That's all the occult, the things that people don't want to talk about, the things that people are scared of. It just means the things that are hidden. They're not really hidden, it's just they're the things that you're not told to look at because it's all scary and freaky. I can't even speak. Freaky. I do want to ask a question, but I'll wait till the end. Okay. Yes, wait till the end. Distraction. When I finish this bit, before I go on to the power, the cone of power, you can put it in there. If you want to ask me a question, I'm nearly at the end of this bit. It's not long. So, but listen to what's in this book. Listen to it, it's so good. Yeah, the occult is good knowledge, it is, but people are freaked out by it, and that's why the Illuminati and all that don't want you to know about it. So listen to this, it just makes me laugh. Magic part covers general forms of magic and items associated with it, ranging from the discussion of the holographic, quantum, psychics to medieval ideas. The last part is shadows of magic and real life. Hits human-related subjects, eating disorders, dating, sex, suicide, peer pressure, anger, stalking, shopping, family difficulties, all that sort of stuff we go through in life. Grades, magic and real life combined. There's fun stuff and serious stuff, and plenty to keep you amused. It's a big book, by the way. Finally, as much as possible, all categories are not only discussed in modern terms, which is good because it's not all words that you're not understanding, that's what you need. They are also associated with their historical roots, so that when you are called on to take the plunge and seriously discuss the history of your religion, you have a wide array of research to rely on. New to this type of Book of Shadows are the... Yeah, hang on, I might not have to read all this out, actually. Blah, 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 reading this way. How to use this book. Yeah, I don't need to read that book out. And then it says how to use this book, and this is what I like about it. It's entirely up to you. Feel free to skip over the parts you already know or read each section in alphabetical order. Doesn't matter. Not every topic has its own category. As some Wiccan terms or magical applications blend or support each other. So check the index if you can't find what you're looking for. If one section requires the support or information of another, I've tried to let you know which part to go to. So it's made that easily, it's all numbered and everything. So you can flip through. The book is designed for both the beginner and the intermediate student. So if you don't understand something, try reading the passage again. On the other hand, if you feel the information is too basic, I beg your indulgence. It isn't my desire to insult your intelligence. I am simply trying to find a happy medium. If you are unfamiliar with witchcraft, you may wish to start with the basic reference list, and then it just has a reference list. So there's that. Just let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Right, and what I'm going to say now is, I asked you at the beginning, and then Effie can ask me a question if you want. I asked you at the beginning what you thought a witch was. Now I'm going to tell you what the book's saying it is. And I like this. The essence of witchcraft. Are you ready? Right. Essence of witchcraft. The essence of witchcraft is transformation. As I've said before, alchemy, baby. I've always said it. The idea is to take the you, currently present. What were we talking about this morning? What are we always saying? It's about the now. The present is the now. You're okay now. The present, you now. Not the present, not the one you were in the past. Not the one that maybe was a victim of this, that, and now. You now. So taking you currently present and accounted for, and change your essence into something better, greater, stronger, and incredibly dynamic. Being a witch means to want to work every day to be a better person. That's what we're all trying to do. We stumble, we get back up. When you change yourself, when the world around you cannot help but change, because no shit, Sherlock, that's what's happening, there's no getting around it. You have to change with it. Times are changing again. All this changing can be a lot of hard work. Well, yeah, there's a lot of energy being chucked at us. And there are certain aspects of the path that require time, effort, and energy. Although many of the things you truly want can be achieved in a short time with the techniques presented in this book, there are other issues in your life that will require patience, effort, and practice to reach your goal, your ultimate goal. Nothing comes without work, You can't have a cheat. You can't have a cheat list. You can't have someone to do your own work for you because you are not learning nothing. The only way you learn, I've said this before, if you're actually doing it yourself. That's why I feel quite strongly when I'm talking about certain things and someone will come in and go, you do, I'm doing it. Someone said the other day, walk the walk. You talk the talk, you don't walk the walk. How would you know? You're not with me in my house. You don't see what intentions I personally put out. But you're not going to learn about something if you're not actually sort of researching it, looking into it, taking time out to look into that, which I'll remind me in a minute after this to just shout out what my sister said to me before. So, you know, effort and practice to reach your ultimate goals, that's okay. If you didn't have to work at some things, then the study wouldn't seem worthwhile, would it? It doesn't come that easy. You have to work at it. And it's you'll be on this path forever till you pass over to the other side because it's learning all the time and it's so exciting and you're learning new things every day. It's totally not boring. Totally not boring. So, to be a witch, you must be brave enough to face everything inside you. You're facing yourself. You're facing yourself. The man in the mirror. To face everything inside of you. That's why we say go within. As above, so below. As within, so without. And have the courage to change the things you do not like about yourself. You can do it. Being a witch has nothing to do with spells, rituals, and the unusual clothing. It doesn't. That's just the visual thing of it. They are the fun stuff. They're the fun stuff. They're that some people get into when they say they're witching that and they're not. They're just doing the Harry Potter thing because they like looking, the aesthetic of it. And there's nothing wrong in that, but it is, you don't need all that. But we do like it. It's fun. Yeah, that's Hollywood. Yeah, exactly. That's the Hollywood side. But you can have both of that together. So to be a witch is to desire personal transformation. Yeah, like you just said, transformation. Rather fascinating. What is a witch? We know what craft means. It means to create, essence, change. Yes, it does. And that's why people get triggered by the word witchcraft, wisdom. You've got the craft, the transformation, the craft. You're transforming yourself, but also it's a creator side as well. Crafting. It means both. It's both. You're transforming yourself. I've just read out what it means. You're transforming. It's a personal transformation of your energy within you. You know. And I think it's great. The craft, the witchcraft is the craft of the witch. They're the things you use. They're the things, you know, people get so freaked out about it. And then it says, where do we go from here? Wherever spirit moves you. Good luck and happy zapping. Just remember, don't get stuck in anyone's dogma. Exactly. That's why I like this book. It's not, you know, you must do. Anyway, so before I move on, because I've got a story of the cone of power. You know, why does a witch wear a hat that's pointed? Why is a pyramid pointed? Why is a obelisk pointed? Why is a wand pointed? Why is the guy who made the Coral Castle, if you don't know about that, go and research it because I'm not doing everything for everybody. Why was it cones that he moved these big bricks with, a little bit like the pyramids? So I'm going to be reading the cone of power. So what was it? Effie was going to ask me something. So did everyone like that bit so far? Nine, yeah. Now do you look at 9, 6 or 9? If you look that way, it's 9. As above, so below. Unicorns. Was Effie asking me something? Have you disappeared? Here's me dad. Wizards and warlocks, guardians of intelligence. Q. Yeah, it's funny that. That's what Q said, wasn't it? Wizards and warlocks, guardians of the intelligence. Wait till you hear the story, Dad, because I know my dad hasn't heard this, of creation story, which is going to be after the crone. I'm reading the crone. I keep saying the crone. I've got crone on my brain. My dad's in the house. Waxman nearly looks like the witchy man. The cone of power with the serpent on it. Everyone can freak out about that. And then after that, which starts on page 17, And then I'm going to just do I'm going to read out the story of the creation story, and then that's it. We'll have a bit of chat at the end. And then another day, I'll go on about something else. So, I've just seen what you've sent me, Dad. I'm not going to talk about that now. Yes, Kundalini related. It's all energy, baby. Someone said to me today, video I did ages ago with the orbs, and like, you could open your Kundalini if you dare to. I already have. It's energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you admit energy out of you. Like I said, if you haven't seen the video I put up today where I was in the bedroom and I was holding my hand out and you saw the energy admitting and a gold spark went out my hand. You all have energy that you're admitting as well. So some orbs are spirit and some's your own energy. So did Effie, is there a different meaning between magic and magic? I think they say, don't they say, I can't remember, I did remember something that magic spelt with a K is the true word for magic. Is that right? Does anybody know? Something like that? Can't remember. Something like that. Yeah, that's my dad. He don't come in a lot on some of my chats, especially when I'm probably going over my dad's head. But yeah, Q did say witches and warlocks. They always outmake witches and warlocks are bad. Now, we do know Hillary Clinton is not very good, and she's the big bad witch of the West. But like I said, it's what your intentions are, and she ain't nice. And she did go to Haiti when she got married and went to a witch doctor and all that sort of stuff that you can research into about certain things. But she went to the dark side, as we know. You know, Masons fighting Masons, let's say. The checkerboard floor, humanity not for humanity. It's all the same bloody thing, so that's why people shouldn't get triggered. You want to be a witch? Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be one for yourself and one that wants to bring harm to people and everything? Or do you want to be good? Yeah, the ending. Exactly, Dad. My dad's pulling up Q references. The ending will be magical. Q. Magical, but wait till I get to the creation of the story of creation. You're going to love it. Those that you into like starseed stuff and all that, because it says, right, so I'm not getting distracted. You can talk to me, Dad. I'm going to read the Cone of Power. So all I'm going to say is, a witch, here's my little witch, right? A witch would wear a hat that looks a bit like a triangle. So it looks a bit like a cone shape, doesn't it? A cone shape, like a pyramid, like an obelisk, like these that you saw. Yes, we know it referenced to the pineal gland, but I'm saying some people say, oh, they moved the objects of the stones in the Egyptian times with a cone shaped thing, meaning it's fatter at one end and smaller at the other, right? A wand is smaller at the other, normally pointy thing, sort of thing, not particularly cone shaped, but the point of energy. Yeah, the point of power. Exactly. So put that in your head with pyramids and why the Illuminati might use a pyramid and why they might sit like this. It's not evil. Trump does it. It's power, confidence. But just get that in your head of a coney shaped thing. Yeah. Tesla was something that was, Tesla went up to the sky. You know, why do churches have cone-shaped turrets on the top that point to the sky of energy? So I'm going to read this now. So I'm not coming in chat because I don't want to get distracted. So talk among yourselves while I just read this out. But you might like this. Are you ready? Those of us that are into energy, those of that are learning about it, you know I love Nikola Tesla stuff, and Prime Disclosure is going to start doing chats on Nikola Tesla. Whoop, whoop, can't wait. I love the Nikola Tesla. And we all know that Donald Trump's uncle was connected to it, just saying if you didn't know. So, the Cone of Power. Yes, focus by energy. Exactly. Bye, Dad. See you later. Yeah, you're busy saving the world. I'm just busy trying to pump some good ass energy out to save the people of the world. Yes, it's okay. Bye. Daddy Warlock, I'll call you next. Daddy Warlock. Never mind Daddy Wax, man. Daddy Warlock. So, my dad popped in, so that was good. The Cone of Power occurs when the witch working in a magic circle. That's why you'll see a lot of circles in things, sigils and this, that, the other. They're not bad. It's powerful. A circle is powerful. Think why we should have a circle. He's going to tell you anyway. I'm not going to butt in now. I'm just going to try and read it. You know what I'm like. The circle alone or with others raises the energy raises the energy. Right, let me start again because I butted in. The cone of power occurs when the witch, working in a magic circle, alone or with others, raises the energy inside the circle to a point of focus. This is how you manifest, people. I'm just going to try and find you a quick visual if you don't get what I'm talking about. Let me just see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see if I can find a quick. It's in here, but I don't know what page it's on. Come on. See if I could just quickly. Oh, see when you're looking for something, you never find it. So we have a quick flick through, see if I can find this picture. I want you to see it because you will. Right, hang on. Da-da-da. Oh yeah, Rachel met my dad, didn't you? I'm forgetting some of you have met my dad. Right. He's just decided to disappear on me, so come on. Where are you? Right, one more go in this book. It's just decided it doesn't want to show itself. But let me have a look. No, it doesn't want to show. I'm going to be reading about it anyway, so I will be able to show you this picture again at another point because it is in the book. So, it's decided it's hiding from me. So, basically, you know what a cone is anyway. So, you know, a cone shape, you're in the middle manifesting the circle at the bottom. Imagine yourself in the cone to the point of energy. But we're going to go through this book over the next couple of weeks. So bits that I like in it. I don't mean the whole book. So, right, let me talk about the Cone of Power. Get that one out there. Just let me have a drink of water. So, oh yeah, when you met my mum, I was like, you didn't meet my mum, yeah, you did. She was being a nutcase in the garden, so she was. Right, so talk among yourselves. Right, Cone of Power. The Cone of Power occurs when the witch, working in a magic circle alone or with others, raises the energy inside the circle to the point of focus. So if you think of point of focus, it may look a little bit like this. This is why you might see a triangle with an all-seeing eye on it. It's not a triangle. There's the cone shape. There's a circle. Point of focus, point of power, point of focus. So the eye's on it because that's the point of focus. Yeah. So when people freak out with, oh, it's a triangle with an eye on it. It's a Luma Fartis. Like, yeah, but they just know the knowledge. So don't have to freak out about every symbol that you see like that. But think about it, point of focus with an eyeball on top of it. The all-seeing eye of Scaramanda. Yes, he was bad in that, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, just thought I'd chuck that in there. Focus. Once the energy is raised through the drumming, chanting, or meditation, because you can sit in a circle with meditation. That's why my meditation cushions that I'm making are circles. Very powerful circles. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so meditation. You know, some people drum. You can think of shamans, Shane Namek. They're all witches. It's all the same thing. Do you know what I mean? They know about the energy. So, visual. Where did I go up to? Meditation. It is released to the meditation. It is released toward the goal of focus. What are you focusing on? What's your intention? What is it that you're trying to bring in? Some witches use the atham. The atham is, I think I'm saying that right, is it's like a knife. No, it's not for ritual to kill someone, even though that side probably would. It's just to point at or touch or something like that. It's just a point of focus. You can do it with your hand, basically. Or a wand. A wand. Just a point at whatever you're focusing at. It's just a visualization tool. Point of focus. Some people will do it just with the hands, but you might need to, it's a way of focusing. So if a tool helps you focus, use a tool. That's all it is. So, yeah, and there's always a flip side, so, you know. So, witches use the Afam the wand or other pointing device to aid them in their visualization of lifting the energy and sending it towards the desired outcome. Others, like me, the woman who wrote the book, use only their hands of choice. You know, they just use their hands because it's all a energy healing thing at the end of the day. It's within you. The energy is within you as well. The choice is yours. Do what you want. In the craft, energy work through visualization, because it's a craft to do it. You've got to be, you know, you're crafting your creation, your energy into a manifestation. So the work through visualization and prayer. See, some people who are highly religious go, oh, it's spells and all. It's a prayer. It's an intention. It's the same thing. If you get what I'm saying. And touch are of prime importance. Whether you are working alone or in a group, teachers begin instructing students to see, think about, and manually control energy. Immediately in this training, never ceases. Long after students have progressed through the levels that any course has to offer, they will continue to work with the energy, honing their skills. The more you focus on it, the more you work in this energy, the more you'll see things. That's why I said I see more going on now with the orbs and different things, because I'm working with it and in it, and I'm focusing on that, and I'm tuning into that frequency. So where did I go up to? Student progress through the levels that any course has to offer. They will continue to work with the energy, honing their skills until the day they pass to the Summerland. You know, that's their like heaven, whatever you want to say. The longer a person practices energy manipulation, which I've said before in the past, it's all manipulating, transmuting, transcending, getting through these energies and using these energies for ourselves. You can manipulate it. Water can be manipulated. It can be ice, it can be hard, it can be a solid, it can be water, it can be hot, it can be cold. So this is where people get all confused. The more adept he or she becomes, there is no substitute for continual repetition. Learning to create this energy or draw it from other sources, like the ether and stuff, is basic building block for the cone of power. Bye, Mark. I just saw you say to go in them. The modern Wiccan musical chant, I've heard this before, many of you may have done or not. We are a circle within a circle, without beginning and never ending. The never ending story. The never ending story had a luck dragon in it. Well, some people say the symbol is a snake or a sort of dragon lizard thing. I'm going to show you in a minute. So think a never-ending story. A circle within a circle with no beginning and no end. The author, unknown. Tell us why the circle is so important in the craft. Environment. It reminds us that we are all one. Where we go one, we go all. Just saying, yeah, it can look like a dragon or a snake, but it'll say in here now. So just, yeah, and it was a dragon in Never-Ending Story. Like a bit like a Chinese dragon. And that, if we work together in a circle, because of course you want to work in a circle, like you want to work at the round table, not a long one, because no one's the head of the table. We are all one, yeah? Rather than, now listen to this, I love this. Think of a church and sat in pews. So it says here, it reminds us that we are all one. And that if we work together in a circle, rather than sitting on pews in a straight line, you know, all not like facing each other all in a circle all together, we can raise more power by linking together in this shape, physically and mentally. The circle stands for the wheel of the year, Boom. And the cycles of life. Boom. Pretty obvious. I can never say this. The umborborus. I know I've said that wrong. It's the serpent thing. I'll show you. The cycle of life. I can't say that word. So I'm just going to say the snake. The Uroboros. The Ouroboros. The Ouroboros. I can't say it. But if you've heard it, you've heard it. Yeah. The circle stands for the wheel of the year and the cycles of life. The snake is an alchemical symbol that appears in various cultures: Egyptian, Greek, Roman, Chinese, so on and so forth. And that's why you'll get the healing sign with the DNA and the snakes going up it and all that, and everyone freaks out and thinks it's something else. So showing a snake swallowing its own tail. I'll show you the picture. You see this a lot. People start going, oh, Adam and Eve and all that. It's like, no. Showing the snake swallowing its own tail in animal form. This image presents the circle, the embodiment of the eternal return. That in every end there is a beginning. Cycle. That in every end there is a beginning. A cycle of endless repetition. Now, there is a thing out there where they try to trick us into a recycling thing of their own. We're not talking about that one. In alchemy, the Ouroboros, the snake, I can't say it, sometimes written how they say it, symbolises the cycle process of heating, evaporation, remember it's all alchemy, cooling and condensation, which you can do all that with liquids and water, of a liquid in the process of purifying a substance. The snake can mean the one, the all, reminding us that we are all connected and that we are all ultimately one energy in the divine dance of life. I mean, oh my God, that's so freaking scary and of the devil, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Death and rebirth. In many cultures, the world serpent, everyone gets freaked out by the serpent because yes, the Pope has the serpent head in the Vatican. We know that, but they try to use the same symbols to bring them down, to make you think it's all evil. Yes, they use it for that, but it's not what it was originally for. Serpent of the Ouroboros, I can't say it, encircles the cosmic egg, protecting us from ultimate destruction. I love this because I tried to talk about this the other day, meaning that which has no ending cannot be destroyed. We can't be destroyed because energy goes on. When we pass over, we just pass over to another form of energy. It's infinity, baby. So we can't be destroyed. They just distract us with other things to keep us locked in their cycle. The Great Round, which is another name for that symbol, symbolically reminds us that our primordial parents, the Great Mother and the Great Father, there was a mother involved there, but they tried to cut the mother out, didn't they? Oh, yes, they did. As mentioned in our craft creation myth. Remember, myth isn't a myth, it's not real, it's story sent down. The symbol, as in the snake there, yes, and Trump did have a snake poem, can be drawn on candles, petitions, other magical items to draw forth the power of the circle and the unity of all beings. It is an excellent protective device. Sometimes you will see the Yoruba, I can't say it, drawn in a figure 8 design representing us with the idea of infinity. Magical themes for that symbol, can't say it, include wisdom, infinity, divine parents, self-sufficiency, the cycle of life, death and rebirth, and time. So, protection, order from chaos, alpha and omega, symbolism, potential of birth and immortality, because we live on. 33 thumbs up. And then it went to 27, 9. And then it went down when I said it, because I'm pointing at it. Oh, you naughty you. So, Yes. So that's that bit. We are going to do, I am going to talk about the energy ball exercise, but I'm going to leave that for another day because I do want to read out in a minute the story of creation, of this creation. Loving this, Dolly, was improve it with you in the headphone track. Oh, thank you, Eileen. So, I'll just have a little bit of a chat with you. Anyone wants to go and get a drink, you can. I've just found the picture I was looking for. So when I said the cone, the point of focus, when you manifest, it sort of looks like this. The cone, the circle, that's the circle at the bottom. You manifest up to your point of focus. So think of an obelisk. All them sort of things have a point of focus, because whether the deep state and all that side have been using stuff, they're harnessing energy or transmitting it. You know what I'm saying? So, pointy hats on a witch. When the witch put a hat on, they're connecting to source. They're connecting. They had long hair, don't forget. Yeah, they're connecting. So, I'm just going to find the next bit that I was going to read. Why? I'm just having a look through chat. So what did you all... Yeah, grab a brew now, because I'm just going to slap the kettle on, because I've got another bit to read, and it's not long, it's just a little bit like that was, but now I've lost the bloody page. Oh, there it is. Right, it's about a couple of pages, but you know, I'm chilling. I want to bring this stuff to you, so I'm going slapping the kettle on in a minute. I'll go and do it now and then I'll come back. So, yeah, I'm glad you're loving it. I'm going to ask you some questions. Right, I'm just waiting for my brew. So what are you all thinking? Are you scared yet? Because it's a scary book. It's very scary. It's so scary. I just don't know if I can carry on reading through this scary book of energy and nature and stuff. Anybody? Right, the kettle's just gone off, I think. I'll do it in a minute. I'll just have a quick drink of water. 33 still in the house. Christ consciousness going on there. Yeah, get your kettle on, folks. Hope you're all chilling out while you're listening. Oh, you call prayers in your language? I can't even say it. Can't even say it. I'd have to ring you on Thingy to find out how you actually say that. Yeah, well, prayers. Let's put it this way. People go, oh, yeah, witches and all that. Well, what are you doing when you're praying? You're putting an intention out there. You're saying words out louder in your head. You're going like this a lot of times. You're making a cone by putting your hands together like, oh, what's this? You go on about people sat there, the Illuminati do this. Well, you're making a triangle, a point, a cone to the Most High. So, hello, you're pointing at something. So, think about it. So, what's the difference with a witch saying, oh yeah, I put intentions out there, put intentions out to the universe, out to the creator, whatever they say, just because maybe they're not calling it God, maybe they do because you can. It's each their own. It's the same thing. Someone can say they're Christian, for example, and be praying about some really evil crap. And we all know what lies behind some churches. So we're not going to be fake and say, we all know there isn't stuff going on behind closed doors of fake priests and stuff. It happens everywhere. So let's be truthful about that. But basically, it's the same thing. You go to church and you light candles. Well, witches light candles and put intentions on the candles. It is the same sort of thing, but you're calling something different, or this is that, and slight difference. But basically, if you look around different religions and cultures, Buddhism, that they light candles in India, they light candles, they do prayer or intentions, they may do it to a deity or a god, but it's the same thing. So when everyone's fighting about my god's better than you, you're basically all doing the same things, basically, to the cosmos, the universe, the god, the creator, whatever you want to call it. It's just your, what you perceive it as at the end of the day. But basically, it's the same thing. So when someone's say, a really hardcore Christian, that's from the devil, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like, all right then, so you're reading out of a book and going by the book, yeah, this is evil because it says it in that book. Or this is that, this is that. Do you know what I'm saying? Be a little bit more open-minded, because when you actually dig into things and research, you realise there's a lot of similar stuff going on in the same thing, because basically it is. Yeah, we've been brainwashed into thinking it's bad, all bad, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. Yeah, they eat the body of Christ. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you've got to be careful who you're listening to. And, even if you are in chat now and you're Christian and all that, that's brilliant. But just be open-minded about other people's belief systems, that they're not evil and they're sort of the same as you. But just because they're not saying, oh, I go to church, or I'm praying to, say, God, maybe the same creator or something else, that's okay. But just know it's sort of the same simple thing. It doesn't mean you have to be, oh, I can't talk to that person because they're not blah, 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 blah. And I'll tell you a story in a minute. I had someone telling me ages ago that I was working for God, religious person, but I don't know God, and I need to do this to know God. I went, I do know the Creator. I tap into that source. I listen. I my own way of things. I see different things. Yeah, but you're of the light, but you don't know the light. And when I asked this person, okay, what represents God to you? Is it a man on a cloud with a fluffy beard? Because it isn't. And they went, no, it's like energy, it's like light. I went, right, well, I know that. I see that. I've been showing people that. You emanate light from you because you are from Father God and Mother Goddess, That's how I see it. So there you go, someone telling you, that what I said today, somebody telling you not or you are, and it's like, no, I am. I don't need you to tell me I'm not. I know. I don't need to explain it to anyone how I connect, though I try to. But this person was telling me, I don't, but I'm from the light and I'm doing good, but I don't know. I don't speak to the Creator. It's like, oh, right. So just because you go to church, and it's a bit like the Pope thinks, some people think it's only the Pope that's connected to source, and it's only the Pope that is rubbish. You're all connected, and that is what you've got to know, that you are all connected. It is not for no one guru or priest or whatever to say they are the one that is being connected to. Because at the end of the day, yes, there's false gurus out there, there's false priests as well, there's false this, that, and the other, but there are people who are true ones, as in only you would label them as a guru because they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you practice certain things to get you in that zone in the void and all that. So yeah, you would call them a guru. That's why we hate labels. But basically, they're just trying to help people. So then they go on their own path, and then they won't need the guru because they'll realise that they have the power within them, and they can go off and do it on their own. If you sort of get what I'm saying. So so for someone to say that to me was like, oh my God. You get in that frequency and start connecting, you'll start connecting. Do you know what I mean? You don't need someone telling you you can only get through it through doing this, this and this. Or coming to church, or no. Sorry. No. So, what's everyone thinking so far? Because I'm about to read the lovely creation story. Some people can go, ho, ho, ho. It's a story, it's a beautiful one. But I think a lot of you will like what's in it because it's not evil. It's not nasty. It's another beautiful way of looking at something. We all have different translations of getting something across about energy. If there's a certain word in it, don't get triggered. Just listen to the message behind the story. Yeah, we're all from the creator. So I'm going to read out of the book, The Creation Story. I personally think it's beautiful and I love it. You know, I like many different stories. It's just, if you resonate with something, it's a beautiful story. It's not evil, so let's read it. Are you ready? So let me just get another drink. And I like the thought of mother and father, God and goddess. A mother and father. They tried to cut the goddess out, but you know, there's two at the end of the day. Just like there's the moon and the stars, the moon and the sun. Man, woman energy. Negative, positive, yin and yang, dark and light, blah, 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 blah. Can't do without each other. But they did try to suppress that energy. We all know this if you know about energy. Yeah, you got a fresh brew. Are you ready? Thank you, Maureen. I will talk to you again. Right, so here we go. I'm going to try and not get distracted. The basic creation story tells us of the birth of the cosmos. It explains how nothing became a something. Every culture, religion, and civilization has somewhere within its history the myth of creation. These symbolic narratives often recognize specific teachings that are sacred to that generation, you know, of that time, and contain metaphors, because a lot of them are metaphors, to explain how society sees itself within its world view. Big words there, metaphor. I've said before about certain things were put into pictures of people when they were representing like energies of planets and stuff like that. Metaphors. People get a lot confused with different things. Metaphors to explain how the society sees itself within its world view. So, our creation story can be read during a dedication ceremony, at a shaman ritual, or at any other event. The seeker is to be reminded of his or her roots. Can I just say the seeker? The seeker was in Harry Potter film, because Harry Potter's was a hero's journey. He was seeking. You remember the snitcher and the seeker and all that? We're seeking all the time. We're learning all the time. You never stop learning. Yeah. And it is what it is to whatever you are taking this story as. But it's just a beautiful story if you listen to it, and it's sort of got that starseed thing in it. In a sense, you'll know what I mean when I get to it. Any other event where the seeker is to be reminded of his or her roots and the decision he or she has made to become one with the spirit of the witches. It came also, it lagging. I pointed at it then. Performed in ritual drama with this is going on, but this won't be done right. Well, let's go into it. A long time ago, in outer deep space, I'm only joking. A long time ago, there was only darkness, a deep ebony ocean of empty infinity, the void. That was no place from this place, or nothingness. Spirit drew in upon itself, and with a mighty burst of joyful vibration, Our Lady, we all forget about the Lady, Our Lady of Light, a bit like what Lucifer Sophia, exploded into being. Her essence, the total, right, my eye's twitching now. Her essence, the totality of the perfect love and perfect trust. Perfect love and perfect trust. Yeah, Harry Potter's got more in. People see it in different ways, but I could do a chat on that another time. In her heart, she held the presence of spirit, and there was no part of her that was not of the divine. In delight, Our Lady began the great work. She danced among the heavens, her bare feet beating out the rhythm of all creation, giving birth to every pattern of energy as sparks of light, right, my eyes twitching now, sparks of light start twitching, catapulted from her flying hair, and her extended fingertips. She created the stars and planets and bid them to dance with her. As they began to move to the cycle of the year, because they all move around with, energies and year was born, and the divine symphony of the universe came into form. She gave them names of power, each unto their own. These things moved from the void into thought, given the breath of life, and then into the world. Our Lady chanted the words of perfect love and perfect peace. And as these sounds fell to the earth, the trees and flowers and grasses took roots in the fertile soil of Gaia, Mother Earth. From the pure white light of her breath came the colours of the universe, turning all things to vibrate. Beauty. From the bubbling laughter I'm getting tingles on my head now. Her throat sprang the sounds of a clear running water, of the streams, the gentle lapping vibrations of the lake, and the roaring of the oceans. Her tears of happiness became the rains of our survival. Remember water. Our Lady was the presence, Our Lady. And when her dancing slowed, the Lady sought a companion to share the wonders of life, of the many worlds. As the Holy Spirit, she created the God as her soulmate, because Our Lady was so loved the earth, the energy pattern of God contained both the essence of the presence and the divine energy of earth. And he was known by many names: the Green Man, the Lord of the Forest, the King of the Fields, and Father, Son, and Sage. Together the Lord and Lady created all the beings of earth. The Lord's power moved through her, and she showed the earth and all upon it with her blessings. Together they designed the birds, the animals, the fishes, the insects, the reptiles, and the people of our world, to protect and guide the humans. The Lord and Lady, getting tingles on the head, because why wouldn't there be a partner, a goddess? And it goes into this. Lord and Lady fashioned the angels, the guides, and the spirits of power. These energies still walk with us, although we often cannot see them because we're a bit distracted. To each being, Our Lady gave a unique vibration in which to communicate. The Lord bestowed to each the fire of passion and the burning instinct to survive as a gift for his magnificent handiwork of caring for the creatures of earth. Our Lady gave our Lord a crown of stag antlers. That's why they assume witchcraft with the devil. It's got horns when it's nothing to do with that. Though that side do wear masks with all that on, I'm just saying. Which he wears upon his great head. I mean, you only have to look up what a stag represents at the end of the day. This aspect of half man and half animal, if you're thinking about that one, would forever show his joy in both the human and animal creation of the presence. We are all one with the animal, So think of it like that. The crown will always be a symbol that people can spiritually work with the duality of their own natures to reach into the core of the spirit, your own crown chakra, not, the queen, because we know what she is. Together, the Lord and Lady blessed the first humans with free will. And I'm not talking about the free one they go on about on that side. Do as thy will, meaning harm others and it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that, but that's what they twist it as. We are the gods, and the gods are us. The people cried, and the Lord and Lady smiled. We are all one. Tingles. Said Our Lady, and through a web of silver light, she connected each human to each other and then linked the humans to all other energy patterns on the planet. Now that freaks me out actually, because if anyone remembers when I went over to Unbiased on the Fence channel, and I had my BHQ thing. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if Eileen's still in. And if you remember, because I remember this, there was a part in it where I said, oh, there was this big round thing like a light, and we're all connected by a light to that person, to that person, to that person. Everywhere is connected through this light. It was like a silver light, strings, like a web. Interesting, isn't it? Anyone remembers that? I do. You can go and listen to that. It was a long one, but that is actually what I said. We are all connected to the energy patterns on the planet plane, whatever you want to call it. When this was done, she wove herself and her Lord into the divine tapestry of pulsating energy. It's all energy. Let's get to the next bit. Have another drink. Quantum healing. Yeah, beyond quantum healing. Yeah, the BQH thingamajiggy. I always forget what it is. Love is the law. Honour is the bond. Said the Lord as he empowered the tapestry of life. Hang on. Our Lady has many names. Isis, Bride Diana, and Ardrea, or what I can't say that. Inanna, I think it's Inanna. Hecate. There's thousands of names, but basically it's all the same energy. Because if you look into those different cultures and religions, it's the same thing with a different name. That's all. Many names, thousands more. The Lady walks within and beside each woman, I love this bit, and each man of every race in every place. Totes agree, yeah. She is the maiden, the mother and the crone. And if you think about that's the energy you come from. You come from a maiden to a mother to a crone, and then you pass on. She is the sacred trinity of all religions. Don't forget the feminine divine. Indeed, she is the Holy Ghost. My eyes twitching again. The Lord has many faces. See, we're together. The Lord has many faces, from the strong Cerneus, I can't remember, the guy, half man and all that, to the delightful Pan, and Osiris, and Anubis, and Ra, and Apollo. In all these times gone by in different religions and different cultures. Odin, and thousands more. It's not just one. That's why people freak out when they go, oh, I like Odin. That's the energy you hold. That's what you reside with. Same thing. He guards and guides us and resides in each man and woman of every race, in every place. When thunder roars in the heavens and lightning cracks from the ground, the Lord and Lady dance the divine myth of creation so that we may remember them and know that we are never alone. And I'm getting all tingles because it's resonating with me. And if you're getting tingles, it's because it's resonating with you. And that we are one. When the sun rises each morning, we bask in the joy of his love for us. And when the moon moves through her phases, we understand the cycle of birth, growth, death and rebirth as the nature of all things. And we honour her power. We honour them both. But as the humans begin to grow and prosper, they forgot. This is the bit where, this thing that's in the Bible, we forgot fallen angels. Same story. We forgot about the divine parents. Although the Lord and Lady called to their children, they did not listen. They were lost fighting the demons they themselves had created. You create your own demons through thought and you manifest them. If anyone gets what I'm saying. Another chat for another time. Not wishing to abandon their children, the Lord and Lady decided to create healers and workers of harmony among the humans to remind them of the divine source and to show them the way home to the arms of the mother. Jesus was one of them, tried to come and tell the truth, if you want to say it that way. Within each special soul would be the remembrance of the great work to love, create, and move in the harmony. And so the Lord and Lady drew forth energy from the realm of angels, the realm of power animals, and the realm of the dead, and the realm of the humans, instilling these special souls with the divine energy of presence through miracles of magic, the beginnings of power called witches. Thank you. I'll come in chat in a bit. Our Lady taught the witches the wisdom of the universe. They were instructed how to cast a circle of art and how to communicate with the spirit because the humans of Earth had forgotten. She taught them how to talk to the dead spirit realm, how to honour their ancestors and succession of teachers, and how to focus the mind and cast a spell. In each brain, she imprinted the patterns of all the energies in all the solar system, and how to work magic by the moon and the stars. The Lord taught the witches how to meddle with the elements and spirits of air, earth, fire, and water. And the spirit is there as well. That's what that stands for. Air, earth, fire, and water, and the top point is spirit, ether, whatever you want to call it. And to commune with the animal and plant kingdoms. They're all kingdoms. He taught them weather magic and the healing arts with energy and plants, and the most of all, like their ancestors before them, he taught them how to protect themselves and how to survive. Each witch was given the rights of purification and the ability to tap into his or her lineage of creation. It's a beautiful story. Together, the Lord and Lady gave the humans the witch's pyramid. Oh, a bit like the witch's hat. To know, to will, to dare, and to be silent, because they knew that not all humans on earth would welcome these special beings of magic and love. No, they wouldn't, would they? Because what would they do? Let's go forth. The instruction complete, the witches were sent to every culture and every tribe on the planet, each being born of the people, but carrying the mission of the divine. Sound familiar? In this way, they have been known by many names and many races, yet in soul, witches they remain. Above all, they were given the message, the goddess lives. JFK Jr. does as well, but that's a story for another day, which I will be talking about next week. Just saying, I have to put that in there, sorry. I'll trigger some people. Even with the great work of the magical people, perfect love and perfect trust did not come easily. Many religious rose among the people to honour the mother and the father, but each in turn cast out the mother. See, they cast out the mother, they cast out the divine feminine, they cast out Sophia, whatever you want to say, they cast it out, they lied about it. I'm alive! Yeah, exactly. Thinking that worshipping, see, John Kennedy's in the house, right, you never know, it could be him. The mother right. But each in turn cast out the mother, thinking that worshipping, listen to this, the God alone would bring them the riches and the strength they needed. In his disappointment, yeah, I'm doing a big JFK Jr. chat this week. In his disappointment of their actions, the Lord abandoned each religion, allowing them to crumble and die in the dust of the earth. Rather than create beauty and joy, the humans sought to destroy one another. Sound a bit familiar with what's going on now? Nothing new under the sun. Destroy each other, to spread the sickness and greed and despair among their own. They forgot that the power within is greater than the power over one another. Boom. The people would listen. The people would not listen to the witches. Instead, they burned them. Thus, over times of great trial and suffering, the witches became the hidden children. So think of the occult means hidden. They had to hide this knowledge because they knew people would be in fear, and that's where all the witch burning came into. That sort of goes into, I would say, secret societies, as in it got taken over. They got in there in the end because people got in there, and that's where the whole thing started with the dark side of that, and that's where people get triggered as well. It didn't start off bad. Hidden children conducting their rites in secret. lest they risk capture and death at the hands of the fearful humans. Sound familiar? And their terrible dogma. As the world grew dark with the ignorance and the hate created by the humans, because it's the humans that create all this, the hate and division, and evil arose like black stem from the cauldron of their minds, covering the planet with negative energy. The lady whispered to the witches that they should draw power from her body of the moon, and the Lord enchanted the vibrant rays of the sun to instill them with strength. No wonder they want to cover the sun rays up. The moon and the sun, they said, are the beacons of the great work. As long as they shine, you may draw from them whatever energy you may need. Now, we've all been talking about stars lately shining really brightly, especially Venus. And why are they trying to cover the stars up and all that? That's what they've been doing with chemtrails. That's what I think. The energy, whatever you need them, to look to these symbols in the heavens, you will know that we are within you. There is no part of you that is not of the gods. And so it was that once a month, when the moon was full, and we know they all do rituals on that side, we all know that, but it's only because they know about the energy. The witches celebrated in secret and remembered the blessings our mother bestowed upon them, and worked magic to fulfill their divine mission of the great work. In these rites, the witches called forth the essence of the Lord and Lady to help them take care of themselves, their families, the plane, it says planet really, but and their friends, 4 times a year as the cross quarters, shaman, Candlemas, I will probably always say this wrong, Beltane and Lammas, blossomed with the bonfires across the land. The witches celebrated the festivals of fire in honour of Our Lady, of our Lord, and his love and protection for all the children of earth, as the birth of our mother from the void, and the divine dance that brought all humans into creation at the 4 quarters of the season. Some people say the 4 angels, some people say the 4 pillars, and so on and so forth. At the 4 quarters of the seasons, think of the 4 quarters, the 4 seasons, that is a cross in the middle, a cross, Christian cross maybe. I said it a few weeks ago, a box turns out in a cross. It's the intersection in the middle of our connection to the divine. We are a cross when we put our feet together and put our hands out the cross, and it crosses in the intersection of our heart. That's what I'm saying. Where did I go up to? At the 4 quarters of the seasons, Yule, Ostara, which I'll be talking about again, summer solstice, because it's coming up, summer solstice and Mabon. The witches honoured the solar cycle of life and the gifts of earth. Through celebrations of thanksgiving for 8,000 years, we have done this, for our essence is in every shaman, every magi, see they're all different names, every priest and every priestess who carries the hidden truth of the perfect love and perfect trust within their souls. We are the craft of the wise. Just getting a drink. There's not much more. There's just a little bit more. So far, so good, I'm hoping. Oh, full moon tomorrow, see, draw that energy in, stick an intention out. Right, so carry on. When it is our time to leave the earth plane, Our Lady sends a guide to escort us to the Summerland. From the presence that moves and flows, through the Lord and Lady, we continue to learn the mysticism of the universe, so that we may return life after life to serve our brothers and sisters. But what the other side did is try and get us to cycle back to be a slave to them. That's the big hoo-ha. To remind them that they are only visiting here, and only visiting here, and that each action, not each piece of gold guaranteed, because it's not about greed, it's not about gold, as it is, it's alchemy, as in led to gold with our transformation in ourselves, not the physical gold. A piece of gold garnered, or whatever it says, is the way the truth and the light. In each lifetime, Spirit guides us through learning, experience, preparing us along the way for our individual missions. Individual missions. Sometimes we are born among our own kind, but more often than not, we are born among the unbelievers. Well, we all know about that, don't we? We are born to show them the way home. It is our actions, not our preaching, that the journey is made. We are the witches, the representatives of the wisdom of wisdom's growth on our plane, because the religions of the world have failed to recognize the great work and to see our mother in all things. The Lord and Lady gave us our religion. This is our greatest test. Woe, has it been a test? We are the hidden children, the ones that they didn't see. We are the people, the power. Sounding a bit Q-fied now, innit? We are the people, the power, and the change. Yes, we are. And we have incarnated in every race, in every culture, and will continue to do this until the end of time. We are the weavers, we are the web. We cannot be stopped. They can't stop what's coming. Just thought chuck that out there. Because we are the presence and the... Love it, love it, love it. We are the... I haven't read this for a very long time. The presence is us. We are the divine angels of earth. We are the heavens and the stars. We are the earth, the air, the fire and the water. We are the spirit, Tingles. We are one. Where we go, one we go out. Don't really say that. We are one. And we have come to guide you home. For we are the witches back from the dead. So note it be. And that's just going on about a ceremony, blah, 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 and all that. Brilliant. And what did you think of that? Because I thought it was ace. Bit like what's going on now, really, isn't it? Different bit of a story. Same thing going on, though. Nothing new under the sun. I loved it. Personally, I loved it. And wasn't it a beautiful story? Not to forget the goddess. There's no way the children were born without a goddess. Why do they always push that goddess down? Why do they always forget about the feminine divine? They do it here in the 3D because they have suppressed the woman. It's rising to being balanced back with the Lord. You know what I mean? So doesn't that make sense? Because it makes total sense to me. And that's the sort of thing I'm into. And I believe it that way. You know, God and goddess. Why wouldn't there be? Stars of the children. Just saying. So what did you all think? Because obviously I wasn't in chat because obviously I was trying to read. You know that, Dolly, there's a lot of similar beliefs in my culture to what you're reading. It's blowing my mind. That's because, Effie, all the cultures have the exact same thing in it, because really it's all the truth, but there's a little things twisted or the names are a little bit different. But in every culture, because if you didn't know in chat, Effie's from New Zealand, it's the same thing. But we put it into the same, the story of, see, in every land, it's the same sort of story. So we are all connected. It's just the names are a bit different, or the picture of, say, Gaia might look different to something else. Like in India, they have different deities, but really they're all the same. When you actually go and research and look into it, you're like, oh, right, they're the same sort of energy. That picture's the same sort of energy. So it's not to say this is the right way when it's in everything. It's in everything. So this is what I'm trying to say. When people poo-hoo witchcraft, because they fear it because they're told it in movies, you sit there and think, well, actually, it's not that bad. If you're reading another book going into the dark side of things, then you'd think, oh, yeah, what they doing, sacrificing this and that and the other. Well, we're not talking about that. You know, it's all energy. It's all energy. You know, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through parts of this book of my favourite parts. And then obviously I don't want to spoil it for you if you actually want to go and buy this book, because it is a good book. It shows you about your etheric body, which I was talking about the other day. And you can actually see that on the video that I put up today with the energy coming out of me. I can actually see my aura through there, and it looks a bit more rainbowy today if you look carefully. My phone's rubbish for filming on. You can see it because you use the light on your phone and it's showing up the light because it's like plasma, and it's you can see it through technology. So don't know if it's going to come up on my phone to show you right now in case you haven't seen it. Yeah, where it all comes from the beginning, exactly. It's just, and that's why everyone, they want you all arguing over, oh, it's this, that, and the other. It's like, it's all the same. Energy and using energy to keep Earth in balance. Exactly, and that's what I believe the pyramids were for. But the dark side that came in to deceive, and they got in everywhere, and they'll say the witches, and they'll say this, they get in there, and that's why they I think they were using the pyramid or took the gold off the top of the pyramid or whatever the story was. So it's not in harmony or it's not working properly, and the obelisks are used for that. That's how I see it. The witches that they burn in Salem, they only called them witches. They were normal people. How do you say God bless them? They did not deserve the pain. No, they didn't. And that was all the fake ass man-made churches coming in. They were greedy. They wanted all money, and they just put the fear into people that witches were bad, where they were like medicine women and men, and they just didn't want people believing in that. They wanted people paying taxes, basically, when the church came in. They give all the money to the churches and all that, didn't they? What for? Why'd you have to pay money to be in contact with the divine? You don't need to. But that's, when you look into things, this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying churches are wrong because it's a community. It's if it's the right people trying to show the right people the words, not what goes on behind some churches does. You know what I'm saying? That some people are getting arrested for, but they're not telling you that on mainstream media. So let me see if I can find it. So when you have a more open mind, you can look at things and not be in fear, and that's what it's all about, not being in fear. And I don't know if you actually noticed, but on my actual, I forget, this Dolly Daydream page, it never changed at the top, was actual my crystals and my candles from ages ago, if you can see, and my lilac, was it lilac? No, what's it called? What are them purple herby things called? I've got a big tub of it somewhere down there. Oh God, I can't remember anyway. But it's actually on my picture. It's always been there. And then let me see if I can find it. Our beliefs have been passed down through generations, through songs, dance, and traditions. Exactly, and they've tried to twist it all. So my video I put up before, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to show you on camera. But if you go and check this, I can see lavender, that's it. I can see the energy around my hand. You probably can't see it on here. Did you see that blip come out of my hand? I think it was that bit. Hang on. Don't know if you saw it. Tapper, you probably even know what time it was at. Hang on, let me see. See that? Don't know if it'll show up. I'm talking. Watch for the blip. Oh, hang on. Just happened really quickly. Don't know if you can catch it. I saw it then, but you'd have to go and look at my video. It's like gold and it goes whoop. I don't even know if it was low, but like that's energy resonating out of me as well. Like we said when I asked Mark, the video I shot yesterday, it can be spirit and it can be your energy resonating out of you, which I've learned that's what it is as well, obviously. I think like a conduit for energy anyway. So go and check that one out because I'm just stuck there. You can see the energy moving about and you can see gold just go pew out of the middle of my hand. So to the naysayers, yet again, start doing the research, start doing the experiments, start looking, and you may receive. Yeah, it is very quick, but they're very quick. You know, you'd have to slow it down yourself. Tapper sometimes puts stuff on his channel, so please check out Tapper77's channel, which is at the minute Dolly's Dream Wizard. So I don't know if you've been thinking on your channel yet, but you can slow it down yourself. But you can clearly see it happening. So that's all I'm saying. You can see it. They are very fast. It's, you know, it's what it is. But that's why I show things to you. I just did it in my bedroom and thought I'm feeling energy, so that's what I did. And because I've been in a joyous mode all weekend, as in I'm just feeling some good ass energy, even though everyone's fearing about certain things going on around the world right now with the you know what that I don't want to talk about because I can't be bothered. It's like, yeah, well, anyway, that'll blow over, be next, you know, in time it'll be chip paper to most of us. You know, I thought I can feel some good ass energy, so I did it, and there it was. So what can I say? Yeah, Tapper said when he watches my videos, he always got to setting and put it onto 0.5. You can see them. So if you got a computer and you can slow it down, you can actually go and look at it. A bit like when I had the one with wings on that time. Yeah, the orbs are here for all. Yeah, they are. But some of it's your energy as well. Like I do think that as well. Some of it's spirit and some of it's your energy yourself that you're admitting as well. Because everything's energy, isn't it? So it's all good. And Miss Chime's got a lot on her channel as well. So please check out Miss Chime if you haven't. I'm getting tired now. Oh yeah, also, so like I said, I'm going to be reading out of this book, my favourite bits out of it. If you want to know the book again, it is The Ultimate Book of Shadows for the New Generation, which I got it on eBay ages ago, I think. Solitary Witch by Silver Raven Wolf, and it's massive. And just to let you know, if anyone's interested, it goes through... I've gone all hot. It goes on, and she's got books and other stuff you can read, but it goes through... which we will be going through some of them. Blessings, The Charge of the Goddess, Circle Casting, Communion, Cone of Power, which is 17. Number 17. Ball Energy Exercise, we might go into that. I'm going to give you a few experiments to do out of some of the books. Creation Story, I've already done that, and that's number 18. Just saying. The Sabbaths, the Green Man, all the different things, the Sabbaths, you know, the celebrations, the pagan celebrations, you know, of the cycles of nature, prayer, the quarter calls, the rites of passage, the wheel of the year, the Wiccan Reed, Witch's Creed, Witch's Pyramid, so we can have a look at the Witch's Pyramid. You know, you got the Ritual of the Sphinx, Witch's Pyramids Meditation, Solitary Power Exercise. So let's go through my book. Do you want to have a bit of a learning of this book? You know, I won't do all of it because if you're buying it, you can look at it yourself. And then Jane, I don't know if you're in, but I did show this book. Now, this is the book everyone gets freaked out about. The Book of the Sacred Magic of Abraham Lynn the Mage. Because apparently, if you go on YouTube and try and put this in, you'll get a lot of people saying it's evil and not to look into it because mad things happen. All it is, Aleister Crowley knew about it. Yeah, they knew about the energy. Well, that's all. But let me try and find the bit in the middle of it where it says Supreme Divine Powers. It says, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. It's about the Kabbalah, but the Kabbalah spelt with a Q. I thought it was spelt with a K. And everyone will say that's evil, but the true Kabbalah. Not the Kabbalah, the Kabbalah. So, so I'm trying to find... But people will say this is evil because they don't want you looking at it because, you know, it's about a Jew. And then people get like triggered again. It's like, right, people, you really need to research. You really need to research. So I will be going through a bit of this at some point. I'm just trying to find the bit where was the... Oh, we are. General character of these. Practical Kabbalah, but it's spelled with a Q. Kabbalah. Definitions of nature of angels, elemental spirits, and devils with their differences. Energy. Behaviour towards these are advocated by Abraham, meaning the word demon as distinct. This is why people get freaked out. From the devil, magic him. The Arabian Nights compared with the recipes in the third book of this way. Yeah, it just goes on. Basically, it's energy and different, you know, energy. But we'll have another look at that another time. In the Torah, yeah, exactly. That's why I said about, what's she called? Roseanne Barr reads from that. We're talking about the proper Torah, not the one that got to, you know what I mean? So it's all energy, but they will fearmonger. Soon as someone said, oh, this is the book that you shouldn't be reading, it's really scary. And Christina, oh, I can't remember her name, from America, who comes in sometimes. She's been on Laura Eisenhower's channel. It was her who actually recommended this book, and she's a lovely soul. And I thought, yeah, it's about magic, it's about energy, it's about spirit, it's, you know, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, for the guide to the hidden wisdom of Kabbalah. But isn't it funny how they spell it with a K, but originally I think it was spelled with a Q. Spelled with a Q. So, yeah, I mean, it can be on a PF, whatever, but it might not have all the right stuff in it, because I still think we have got to be careful who we watch, because they do twist things, but you can probably get the gist of it anyway. So, I will be reading a bit of this at some point as well. And stuff. I'm just... Yeah, anyway. So, oh yeah, and I will be reading, there's a little bit I just wanted to read out of this. Dr. Emoto. I think I read it today, but I'll read it again for the people who didn't hear it, because we will be going through the experiments. I think Tapper said he's going to try the experiments. Like I said, I've done it twice on YouTube. But I just wanted to read this bit out again of the introduction of Dr. Emoto. So, introduction. I first had an idea of freezing water and photographing the crystals thus formed in 1994. Since then, several books have come out on my work. This was Dr. Emoto, by the way. Featuring both visual images of water, and I'm going to show you a few, crystals, and the insights that I have gained from my research. These volumes have been translated into many languages, and I regularly travel all over the world to give lectures about my experiences with water. And every time I touched, I knew by how people can intuitively relate the images of the water crystals. For both my colleagues and myself, this last decade has involved years of intensive development and research. Although the technique of water crystal photography has to be further refined to meet the strict demands of the scientific community, it's inspiring to witness the interest with which the pictures are examined, and the immediate understanding of their meaning at a lay level. We hope that you too will gain a new awareness of the wonderful and miraculous world of water. And then it says, water, the healer in us. Oh, why are we so fascinated by water? Since the beginning of time, it has been seen as a symbol of the soul and regarded as the prime materia, the prime substance of the universe. Life itself developed out of the sea. Funny that, because a lot of priests wear these hats where it looks like a fish on your head. Just saying. The human fetus is surrounded and protected by the amniotic, fluid, and our body consists of at least 70% of water. The examples could go on and on and on. Water is a physical substance processes some of the features that made life possible on Earth. We all learned about its anomalies in our physics classes. For instance, frozen water is lighter than the. Yeah, Q did say watch the water. Yep, he did. I did say that the other day. Liquid. Without this quality, rivers, I mean, it means lots of things. Rivers would freeze. Back, laugh out loud, got my grocery shopping. Liquid. Without this quality, rivers would freeze completely from top to bottom in winter. But because a lighter, protective layer of the ice forms on the surface, creatures can still exist underneath. Water also has the ability to levitate. It can flow against gravity, as in the case of, is it the artistic, I don't know even that, springs and wells. The healing power of water from the sources for both external and internal use has been known for generations. In my book, that's a book about something. So it just goes on about well, I'm going to be reading it, but if you don't know about Dr. Emoto, basically you put your intentions on water and you will see crystal formation like this. See if I can get some big pictures. I've just pulled the page out. Gonna have to stick it back in. Hang on. Let's get some pictures. Oh my God, where's the pictures? So with different intentions, you will get different outcomes of the crystals. So, for instance, the healing hands of the mother, the powerful crystal shows a slight pink colouring, because I see that as nurturing, mother. Pink is associated with love and the energy of friendliness, which comes from the heart. It's also said this is a colour that helps attract the life energy. Look at the crystals when they went up close to them, how beautiful they are. But when there was a bad intention on it, they looked a bit like this one here. They weren't very bright and they were a bit ugly looking and they were a bit dark. If I can find one. They were all different. So look into it if you've not researched it. I'm trying to find one that was a bit off. The crystal formed off the waters in the picture jumping. Oh yeah, because he said memory has water. They put water on a picture of dolphins because dolphins joy and love and all that. And this one says, the crystal has formed after the water has seen the picture with the jumping dolphins. The dolphin has a similar or even higher intelligence than the human being. And he said that dolphins can heal us. So you got this beautiful crystal. But if you actually go and research it, you'll show the pictures of different crystals and what happened with it and how you can use water to heal yourself. And it's all very interesting. So I may be reading a bit out of these books as well. The only thing that did catch my eye was, we all go on about magnetic, stuff, and you've got all the pictures from different cultures of, there we go with the circle again, this here, they call the spirit of the sea, so on and so forth. Just let me find the bits that, what's that? That's why it says cooking and frying dehydrate food. So the best way to eat fruits and vegetables is as fresh as possible. Fish and meat also lose water when cooked, and the higher temperature. Yeah, it's all going about water, watering foods, fruit and stuff. And then you've got this bit in where it's going on about the meaning of form and stuff. And then it's got the, if I can find it. Oh, our body there. And then it says spiritual, mental, emotional, conjugate, like conjugate, physical, and then it says something about the electric monopole, substance levels, matter and antimatter, magnetic monopole, substance levels, emotional domain. It's just really great when you actually look into it, how water affects our waterly bodies. And yeah, so see, this crystal, this is the effect of the word fool. Water can't form a crystal structure if words are hurtful and belittling. So it didn't form properly. And that's why I said if you do the rice experiment, you'll see what happens to the rice. It didn't form properly. So your body's not going to perform properly if you're talking to your bodily waters with a lot of hate and harm to yourself. That's why you've got to love yourself and be careful how you speak to yourself, your cells, your waterly body, because it's not going to form properly. It didn't form properly like a crystalline DNA activation and all that, just saying. If you're hurtful and belittling to yourself, let alone people doing it to you, that's why you must move away from relationships and people who are belittling you and saying hurtful things, because it's an energy and it affects your bodily waters. Just saying, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. So if you haven't looked into Dr. Emoto, you know, maybe you want the book. There's many different sort of forms of Dr. Emoto book. I had an older one. I had to get a newer one because I lost it. And please try the experiment. This is why I say to people, don't listen to me. Go and get in the void. Go and do the experiment and see for yourself. Yes, our body made up of a high percentage of water. Earth has more water than land. Exactly, and that's why I'm saying waters above, waters below, waters within, waters without. You have bodily waters. So this is why you've got to be careful of how you speak to yourself, because you will affect your bodily waters. Now, you can get your water, you can put it on a picture, you can write words on it of love, you can project that energy onto it and then drink it. But if you want to try it, most people do it with rice. As I said the other day, you cook the rice off, you put it in a container like, say, a jam jar, the same amount in each, so there's not, you know, one's not bigger. You can't say, oh, that happened because that had more rice in it. The same container, so you can see through it, and a lid on it, obviously, and then you're going to project that intention on it, or maybe stick it on a picture where one is like that one was dolphins, something very loving, something very joyous, and then another picture could be something very what you perceive as evil, you think is bad, and leave it on those pictures. I personally did it with intention, speaking out for 60 seconds a day, in first thing in the morning. It's not hard, and watch what happens to it. Takes a bit of time. That's why they say, you know, holy water. What? Because it's got good intentions on it. You can do it yourself. No one else has that power to, oh, I have to go and get the holy water. Well, you can make your own energizing, holy, spiritual, good ass water. Do you know what I'm saying? You can do it yourself. Yeah, so, well, if there's 70% water on Earth and there's 70% in our body, it's like, what? You know? We are spiritual beings. We are multi-dimensional spiritual beings, I think. We are, yeah, spiritual beings having a human experience in this meat suit. Yeah, you pay for the holy water in Ireland, yet you can put your own loving intention on that water yourself. Yeah, this realm we live in was made for us, exactly, and they don't want us knowing that. They just wanted to mess everything up, so we don't know how our bodies or anything work properly. So, right, I'm going to go now, but before I go, I just want to tell you a little bit of a story. Hi, Fernando, of my sister. Now, my sister is a bit like my mother. She's a Taurian, and they're always thinking too much about stuff and staying in that thinking mode of, oh God, what if? And that's really made me feel, big word, feel, ooh, yeah, we do have more power, and that's what I'm trying to say. Take your power back, people. So I've been telling her for ages. I brought her the book by Dr. Joe Dispenza of what was it? Supernatural. I'm going to have to run upstairs and get it because I need to show you what book it is. Right, just let me go and get it. I didn't actually realise that I've got both books, but I got my mum, You Are the Placebo, Making Your Mind Matter, Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's on YouTube. And also, I got this one. So I got my mum that one, because she needs to go on that book first. And I got my sister for Christmas, this one, but I also brought it for myself. Becoming Supernatural. Ooh, it's a bit freaky. Supernatural. It's a bit freaky, innit? No, that's what they make you think it's. I mean, it's super and it's natural. You are supernatural. You are your own. You have many powers. Do you know what I mean? How common people are doing the uncommon, meaning healing yourself. So this goes through meditations and many different things of like, I've just opened it on this page randomly. Movement of stored energy. I've been talking about stored energy, haven't I, for quite a while, from the body to the brain. So and these are your the energy places, your chakras. They've got to be moving and they've got to be aligned, and there's your Taurus field energy. So I'm not going through this right now, but people get freaked out, and it's through heart and brain coherence. Through this, they see this and think it's the Luma Fati. DNA. The snakes are representing the negative and positive charge, the feminine and masculine, whatever you want to call it, same thing, the red and the blue. The chakras, these energies of your chakras have got to rise, spiraling up to meet each other in, I mean, that looks like a bit of a heart, doesn't it? Balance. This is a healing sign, by the way. Yeah, the Luma Fati use it and everyone freaks out. Your wings, you're ascending. Ooh, pineal gland, cone energy going on there. You know, pineal gland, mind's eye. Also, the pointer of your focus. And then you become, what are you tweeting at now? The crown represents a crown chakra, the enlightened, you know, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it. This is for healing. This is a healing sign. And I can't remember what you call it, but it's healing. Healing. And everyone freaks out. What are we doing there? What are you tweeting at? Yeah, each tooth has a meridian that line up with certain organs in the body. Yeah, and that's why they want us to go to the dentist and want to pull your teeth out and want to mesh your teeth up and want to put metal in your teeth and all that. As we're all beginning to learn, they just mess us up on every level. Yeah, Dolly can't read everything we write while she's trying to share information. Yeah, so I will be doing a mixture of different books. But, so I said to my sister, I brought you that book and you need to read it. I mean, I know quite a bit on it, but I need to read it too. Meditations and all that to heal yourself, because she said to me today, she doesn't watch me on here, and I've been trying to tell her, I got you that book, you know, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll show you, Jack, in a minute. So she went, oh, well, I've been feeling really funny this week. I feel a bit anxiety and a bit stressed. And my sister isn't like that normally, but she's had a lot of things going on with the kids and different things that she's taking in the energy. She's going, oh, it's making me feel. It's making me feel. I said, yeah, that's the word to my sister. You Are the Placebo and Becoming Supernatural. They're both by Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza. It's on YouTube if you want to watch the testimonials. People think everybody's bad. Hi, Michael. So I said to her, that's the big thing. You've just hit the nail on the head. And she said, what? I said, you feel. You feel. I went, yeah, feel. Someone's making you feel this way. I talked about it. Was it yesterday? It's not true. Let it go, because it's residing in your body and now it's coming out in aches and pains and this, that and the other. And she said, oh, I feel really... She went, what's them hertz? I said, 432 hertz. Go and listen to something in that. Or is it 528 healing? So I sent her a few people that I watch and that I like. I said, listen to this. Start trying to meditate a little bit and start trying to look at what energy point in your body is, you know, trying to tell her all this stuff. And like, now she knows she needs to look at it. Now she knows that she's been saying it for a bit. Yeah, I know I need to do it. Yeah, I know I need to do it. I don't take time out for myself to maybe meditate for 10 minutes. Oh, tap her. I weren't going to talk about that yet, but yes, please check out Kellyanne Hub News and the Keystone channel where they talk about JFK Jr. I wasn't going to put that in yet. I was going to leave it for this week, but you can go and watch it anyway, because if you don't know, JFK Jr. lives, and Kellyanne Hub News was the one who did a lot of in-depth stuff, and also the Keystone channel, I think, is a lady in... Is she Dutch? Because they call her the Dutch. How they, when they first got into it, and they do a really good chat together of how they came into it with Q at the beginning with the chans and all that and this, that and the other, and it's all right, and it was brilliant. You can go and check it out, but I will be talking about it this week because we all know the story of me and the JFK Jr. Juan 07. Oh, yeah. Because if you don't know, if you knew and you don't know that I used to waffle on and on about JFK Jr. and I've done a lot of things that I don't even know if they've been taken down, because they probably have. I haven't got a clue. I know some have. I did many things on Vincent Fusca, JFK Jr. Kellyanne Hub News has actually been in this chat a couple of times ages ago. If anyone remembers, she's actually been in this chat. And I've been over to her chats ages ago. But, you know, her stuff's great. She really went in depth, but I know, and the people know that he's still alive. Hey! So this was my homage to JFK Jr. and it's still there, and it's not that I've shut up about it. I just know, I've seen it, I've done my own work, and that was the picture. I'll be waiting. I painted this in 2018. So we all know, most of you know, that I do love the energy of the whole thing with that. And if you know, you know. And that's all I'm going to say, because I'm going to do a chat on it this week. Be careful, there are lots of trolls going around social media, as my friend has just done a live on Facebook, and there was... I know about trolls, so I used to get them in all the time. It's nothing new. You get them everywhere. I ain't nothing new to me. Oh, thank you anyway. Remember the week you did it? Yeah, I remember. That's the essence of John. Oh, and will put out there, just like Kellyanne Hub News has said on there, and I've said it way back. People know that there's shit going on in the world today, and they know we've been lied to, but people sit there and go, yeah, well, I think he's dead. All right, so you don't think that there's a load of stuff going on that they've lied to you, and actually something might have come in where they might have faked the death to save the family and put the plan in place, but people just can't comprehend that at all. It's bonkers, and a lot of people fell off it when it was tested, when Q dropped something, never fell off it, still haven't fell off it. Yeah, that's okay if you knew, but I've been on for quite a bit and I'm not being thingy, and I know about all that. I've been through all the trolling things, so yeah, very good. But yeah, so if you don't know, well into JFK Jr. If you've seen, look here, look there, the truth's behind you. If you've looked at the rallies and done your own work, you know who's there. We know about Vincent Fusca. I'm actually in sort of connection with something somewhere where I think, I'm not going to say yet because I'm going to keep that hush hush, but yeah, I'm like, But we're just waiting for the divine right time. And the story of, as I've said ages ago, Revel will know, a lot of people who've been in here since I've been talking about JFK Jr. was, what would the point of it be? The point would it be it would unite America. It would actually unite the Democrats to the Republicans, which is what is needed because he was a Democrat. But America loved him. They need uniting, don't they? And people go, oh, we know some people have died or they fake the deaths, but they just can't put together that. Oh, JFK Jr. might have done. And it's not might have done. We all know it makes sense. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. A lot of people don't talk about it. I've even got friends that I go on with that don't talk about certain stuff because I think there's a lot of people out there that won't talk about it because they're scared in case it's not true and they don't want to look like they've been putting stuff out there that's not true, because we had that on We the People 24/7 channel and stuff like channels I was on over before and things like that, and I'm like, I'm not in fear, I'm putting it out there. People can't look at Q and see that the Kennedys are connected to a lot of the drops when you actually look into it properly. The whole thing of putting it together with the Kennedys, boom and all that, all the things link up to the Kennedys. People can't see it. Oh, well, this channel wasn't talking about it. Have you actually done your own work? Oh, but Q said he wasn't alive. No, he didn't. You didn't pass the test, people. It was a test. And if you actually go back and realise that, you'd understand. But, people. Also, Phil McConnell, huge promoter, JFK Jr., is being slaughtered. Yeah, slated on social media to point out being a huge forge. I don't think so. I think he's on the Marine. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's going on there, but I think that's all slander because he was promoting JFK Jr. and people just want to go against it. Can't think for themselves that someone, we know people fake the deaths and all this stuff's going on, but they just can't. Oh, well, JFK Jr. didn't. Oh, right, but somebody else did. Somebody else did and somebody else, but he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, okay. It's like, yeah, well, the chat is coming this week. Because if you know I did a lot of stuff on this about Vincent Fusco, went through all the coding of it, went through the numerology of it, went through everything, even found the shop on Facebook that had And the World Turns picture in it, Marilyn Monroe, John Lennon, if you don't know the thing behind all that, and that went missing, and it was a shop in New York. Pieced all that together, did quite a lot on it. I don't even know if it's there anymore, wouldn't be surprised if it's not. But I did actually do a lot of work on JFK Jr. And if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know. Yeah, a lot of people don't have a clue about JFK or even JFK Jr., especially in England, because they don't even know who he is. Mind you, a lot of people in America don't know who he is, you know what I mean? But yeah, the George magazine, I went through all of that, all this stuff, but I didn't go in depth like Kellyanne Hub News did. Kellyanne Hub News went deep. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. I sensed it right away. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. And they were doing the whole R thread, and that's what she's talking about on that channel, the R thread. And it's just how they got together. They didn't even know each other because they were anonymous, obviously, on that side. There's a lot of people who went into the chans and that, and they fell off because they got put off by certain things, never believed in it, never researched. And it's like they said, oh, someone said today, oh no, it was 007, I think. I don't know if it was on with Roxanne today. I mean, we all know this. A lot of people thought, was it them or was it them, that when you look at Q, it was all happening then, it isn't, it's all happening now. We all thought that then, it's now, and everyone's going, oh, nothing's that. It's all happening now. When you go back, it all makes sense. You look at the Q drops now and you see it now. So, yeah, I would say the plan is working out nicely. Call me crazy, winning, guess we were right. It is working out great, and that's why I say trust the plan. I'm not fearing over all this shit they're pumping out of the distraction of the coronavirus and this, that and the other to put people in fear and this bollocks and that bollocks. I'm just not concentrating on that because I trust the plan. Yeah, the storm is coming, it's already here. Stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm just not feeding into all that because I'm taking my energy off that side of it. And that's why I thought I'd come and talk about a few different things why all the panic's going on. And then I'll come back with some other stuff when the stuff starts getting good. Do you know what I'm saying? With Hillary and all this stuff that she's supposed to be putting a little mini film out saying that she's the most innocent person on this earth. Don't think you are, love. He had a name, Seth Rich. body count. Don't think so. I don't think you are, love. So actors and plots. Yeah, so like I said, I've got a bag of popcorn somewhere and I'm eating it and I'm doing the whole Terence thingy thing, you know, like, yeah. Oh. Apart from I'll probably be spitting my tea out at the same time. It might be cancelled, it might not. I think there's a lot of stuff out there where they're just saying it and people are saying there's still planes and stuff. So, you know, I guess we'll see. I don't think it's going to last, you know, forever and ever. But, yeah, guess we'll see. Yeah, I agree, dolls. We've seen mad... It's like I said, we're in the eye of the storm. Are you keeping calm or are you freaking out? Eye of the storm. We got told the storm was coming. We're watching it and we're like... People, hello, you're feeding in to mainstream mafia media. That's what they want you to do. But just stay calm and keep watching. Like I said, as long as you're aware, like I say, you're aware. I don't have to have my head stuck in it constantly because I'm aware of what's going on. Yeah, it's covering up over things, disinformation. This is the stuff. Exactly. It's disinformation. To me, personally, the whole thing with that is it's distraction, it's disinformation. Yeah, enjoy the show, like I've always said. It's disinformation, it's trying to distract you at keeping looking at that when all this shit's going on. There's loads going on in America and everywhere else with certain things that are going on with Bernie Sanders, Hillary, someone's supposed to be doing this, someone's supposed to do that, the arrests, the step downs, the this, that and the other. You know, they've been going after deep state all this time. They've been arresting people and going after people. So I don't actually think it's a thing that they're doing that because of that. That's going on anyway. It has been. The playbook karma to them now. Exactly. So yeah, it's a great. Yeah, it's a live movie of the greatest story ever told. Exactly. We got told this ages ago. Get your popcorn, and sit and watch the greatest story ever told. The greatest showman. You know. Yeah. Just like chill, people, and put your energy into something good. Yeah, Seth Rich, rest in peace. Exactly. It's all coming. That's why I would say get ready in good ass energy because you need it, because some people are really going to be like, oh, they might not go down the rabbit holes, but they're going to need a bit of help of where to put this energy because, oh, can you imagine? But can you imagine the energy when you know who comes out? And that's why I said I've always spoke about it because I feel it. It will come in the right time. It'll happen the way it's supposed to happen. But if you've actually researched and gone and looked at certain stuff, certain rallies and certain things, you'll see who's there. The truth is behind you. Look here, look there. Look at the old interview. You know, I know all about that because obviously I talked very in depth about it at the time when we were all going on about it. It's not that I've quietened down about it or I forgot about it or I don't believe in it anymore. I'm very strong in that belief of JFK Jr. I'm just waiting. I'm just being patient. I've done all of it. I did the work. I can't do any more on it. It's up to you to do that yourself. And we're just waiting. Positive vibrations frequency needs to be high to bring it in. Yes, it does. And this is why I'm starting to do more chats on energy, because this is what brings that manifestation in. You've got to be high vibing, people. They need to start what with Trump? Don't get what you're talking about. Q taught us how to stand up. Yep, it's all a tool to help you research. Be aware of what's going on, you know, not too much in that energy. Be aware, and it's showing you just how to research. And some of it's quite simple, some of it sometimes if you go too in depth with it, you get confused and wrapped up in a load of stuff that is it's just a tool. The basic thing is awareness. So you're not in the wrong time at the wrong place, and you know, you're not getting yourself wrapped up in too much energy where it's making you feel down and, oh my God, this, that and the other, you know, depending on what you're looking at. So it's just an awareness. Yeah, we support Trump. So if you're a naysayer in here, see you later. You've not really, I mean, what does that mean? They need to start what with Trump? Don't really know what you're talking about. So knowledge has power. Yeah. We are thinkers again. Yeah, it was just a wake-up tool to help people wake up. There's many different wake-up tools out there, and it was just to show you how to research. When people say it's cult and all this, it's stupid. It's like it was just showing you to question everything and research yourself. That's it. What's bad about that? What the only cult that tells you to research yourself and question everything like you should be doing, instead of listening to mainstream media and believing everything they say and believing every picture that they put out there. Because by the way, if you didn't know, I don't know if it was Australia, we were putting pictures out. Some reporters had put bread on the floor and made it look like there was a scuffle, you know, that everyone was fighting for bread and there was nothing on the shelves. And they got caught out that they'd done it to put that picture out to fearmonger everybody. And that's where I say then people will start buying on the internet and bulk buying because they're freaking out. But we know how they play the game. So I'm just like, right, we'll just watch what's going on with this one and we'll just see what happens. So there you go. Another thing to JFK Jr. is his brother Patrick, who was meant to have died at 4 days old, but he didn't. Oh. Well, though everyone that's done the research on it, we've seen what could be her daughter. We've definitely seen Caroline. I mean, oh my days. Everyone says, well, I don't know about him, but that's definitely her. Well, then that's definitely him. So we all know that the dummy used in the plane crash was, well, not in the plane crash, that they pulled out was a Marines dummy that you use, Navy SEALs. SEALs was in one of the Q drops. SEALs are fast and all that. It meant Navy SEALs, not the animal. But I'm going to try and do a chat on it and see what I can remember off the top of my head that I talked about. But that energy of this beautiful person, and people will get wrapped up with, oh, well, his dad was in the secret society. He was calling the secret society. They wanted to be good men, not great men, good men. Yeah, the dummy was hilarious. It had a hole in its head. It was blue and it had no arms on it. It was a dummy. People, this is how they laugh at people. How they think we're all stupid because they just chuck things out there. It's like, oh yeah, because the news said it was. It was. When you go and look at it, you're like, what the frig is that? And this is the colour I always see in my mind's eye is electrical blue. Yeah, no hands and a hole in its head. It was like, it's a rubber dummy. Hello? And people are like, yeah, we've seen the pictures of him. Yeah, we've seen the pic. Did you? Did you really? Okay. Yeah, whatever. And did you see the cast on his leg the day before he flew? Yeah, really was flying a plane, wasn't he? So, but we'll talk about that this week because it's a great energy to be in. So we are going to talk about the beacon of light, which is JFK Jr. Whoop whoop. You know, I get dead. That's one massive thing that brings me up in a lot of positivity. So you know, I'm going to be buzzing off me, whatever, because I love the whole energy of talking about JFK Jr. So there you go. No doubt Wizards got to believe it. We were anywhere we would talk. We would walk amongst the yeah. Makes you smile. It does. He's a beacon of light. And people used to say to me before, you go, why do you look at America? Why do you talk about America so much? Because if America falls, we all fall. Fact. But we're not falling, we're rising and we're winning and they know it. And that's why the only big thing they can put out there is distraction through mainstream media, which is the only ammunition they've got at the minute. And if you didn't see it this morning, I will quickly just show something to the naysayers about China. We saw it this morning, maybe you didn't. What do you think, Jack? The bird's called Jack, by the way, after they called him Jack. John, Jack. So he's called Jack the bird. So, let me show you something. If you don't see the messages out there that they've left in the plan, by the way, the plan hasn't been in since 2017. It's been in for ages. Let me go back to... Imagination, the thanks from around the world for them, for what they are doing for the world. JFK Jr. and his lovely family, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Exactly. So, and that's why I did the, hang on a minute, let me have a look. The thing that I've lost again. Why do we always lose this book? Yeah, I'll save it for when I talk about JFK Jr. You know the whole poem, which I've lost again. That one. Yep. I've lost it again. Ow! But I think I have. Is it that one? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I'll find it. I'll do it on the JFK Jr. chat. So, you know, the Q poem. I was laughing at what my dad sent me. So, by the way, oh no, I'll save that. I'll save that just in case you haven't seen it because I need to watch it myself, but I know what it's about. Ooh, my daddy sent me some lots of pictures. So this is a guy that they've put out there and they're saying, another picture, JFK Jr. Sure looks like JFK Jr. to me. Grey hair now because obviously he's older. But look at the nose, look at the mouth. He had a very distinctive dip under here. Da 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 da. Don't know if you can see that properly, but it's a bit of a bad picture, but that isn't what I was showing you. Like I said, you've done the research, JFK Jr. 20 years later with your hair. I'm looking for... Oh my God, my dad sent me loads. Where is it? What did... Oh, and then there's this picture. A few people have sent me this today. The next piece is called Nothing Can Stop What's Coming. And there's Trump with his violin going, can't stop what's coming. So if you think everything's going to get shut down and this, that and the other, it isn't. They can't stop what's coming. They're trying to with the ammunition of mainstream media. It ain't going to happen. So I'm just trying to find where is it? Let's see. So I think they know every outcome that was going to happen, basically. A bit like a quantum computer, a bit like that film War Games. You know, I trust the plan at the end of the day. Right. Okay. Oh, here it is. Right, I've got to switch it down. It's got a bit of music. I showed this before, but if you haven't seen it, JFK Jr., how long has this been going on? So like I said, it's that, how long has this been going on? That was a song on it. And then...
I was wondering when I was listening to the show this morning, how you actually tell, you know, they're calling for investigations to discover how the connection between whether or not the money given by the Chinese government to the Democrats affected the U.S. decision to sell satellite technology to China. And I wondered how it was possible to actually, you know, tell that connection. I would think that...
Oh, I don't think it is.
I mean, it could go on forever.
It's only, I think. I mean, I know it doesn't sound responsible, but it's only for our entertainment.
It's only for our entertainment. And guess what? I've just realised. Or maybe I didn't. Hang on. Oh, no, it's just me. Yeah, so he was shouting out China in 1997 with the Democrats. Oh, just saying. Yeah, follow Professor Horatian Melonhead on Twitter. Yeah, there's loads of people that were doing good stuff. The only reason I don't talk about it that much now is I could go on and on and on forever, but I've seen it. I know, I'm aware, but I will re-go over it this week because everybody knows my face beams, lights up when I talk about JFK Jr. So, yeah. Funny how Junior was talking about China before we ever knew about it. That's what I mean. He knew way back. They knew what was happening because of the circles they were in, money and stuff like that. They knew. So they wanted to put a plan into place to bring it all down. They wanted to be good people. Some people go, oh yeah, well, did you know that the Kennedys they were part of like secrets, that they were this, that, and the other. Yeah, some of the family might have been. A lot got killed in their family, by the way. But when JFK came in, got murdered, by the way, shouting out secret societies, they wanted for the people. They realised they wanted for the people. You don't have to be what your family were. There's a lot of people that are going to start squeaking and going on. There is people that squeaking and going on that don't want to be part of that anymore because they know it's falling and they know that they can speak out. That's why you're going to get a lot of celebrities trying to talk about stuff, whether they did stuff or not, and they want to come away from it. Said this before. So is Si going? Night, I'm going now too. So yeah, I'm knackered now. I've been on for ages as usual. Oh my God, I've been on for... Oh my God. See, I don't even know what time it is. What is time? So I've been on for 10,000 million hours, as per usual. So you'll probably see me around about Wednesday because I think I need to like power up. Yes. Yes, you can make a coffee donation if you want. The links there. Off Tapper, Dolly Dream Wizard there. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy the chat. You know mine are never short. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Can't confine myself to a certain time. It just doesn't work. And if you think they're too long, you just break it up, you know, over a couple of days or something. So thanks for all coming in. Miss Chime, Mary, Reveler, Maggie, Dolly's Dream Wizard, Dave Mordy, did I say JP? Si? I'm going up. Effie. Eileen. Rachel Pixie. Mary Bow. Pam Cole. You're missing. Anyone who's lurking in chat that doesn't come in. I might be missing names out. I don't know. Michael. Did I say Dave? Fernando. Redline. Or maybe not Redline. You got deleted there. Don't know. Obviously. Blah, 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 blah. You might have to say your name at the bottom because I can't keep going right up to the top. Frank there at the bottom. And anybody out and about there, and that may come in another time. Did I say Si? Yeah. I've been streaming a lot lately. I've always streamed a lot. I used to be on nearly every day at one point, you know, with the whole Q thing. But yeah, I stream a lot. So me. Yeah, and Tapper there at the bottom. So thank you for coming in. I didn't realise it was that time. Time flies when you're having fun, talking about things that you like to talk about. Kick out the good ass energy. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, stay calm. Corona will pass. Thank you, Maggie. It will. It's just a distraction, and that's all it is. So just keep calm. Do what you normally do, and don't freak out. Yeah, exactly. It will pass. They do it all the time, and it passes all the time. It'll be in the next week or so. It'll be like next week's chip paper or something. I'm not saying there isn't things happening with it, but like I'm not putting my attention on it at all. Oh, I do have the gift of the gab. I do. I could do. You could sponsor me to talk 24. You know, 24 hours, whatever. So no, I think it was being all right this time. I think it was a gift of the gab. I have got the gift of the gab, so you know it's okay. So anyway, oh yeah, I don't feed into it, Frank. I'm not concerned with it at all. I just will say most of it is older people that are in hospital. They've got a bad immune system, or they're ill, so they're weak in the system. So that they're the people it's affecting. So they throw all the numbers out there of people that are dying of them sort of things, and they just chuck it out as numbers. We all know what's going on. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, people die every day. That's life. But they're just putting the numbers out there and everyone's freaking out. It's like people die every day. Like, what are you going on about? So yeah, keep calm and just keep calm, basically. Keep well, keep your health up, and wash your hands, people. And if there isn't any hand sanitizer, because everyone's going mad for it, wash your hands with hot soapy water. in your grandmother's days, it was fine with the certain things they had then. So if it was fine then, it's fine now. So yeah, take care everyone, and I will see you soon, round about Wednesday, if she says, but middle-ish, because I need to have a bit of rest now because I have been on quite a lot. So yeah, so I'll see you all soon. Bye.